Yo, hey, what's up? Duff here. I've been sitting here waiting for 5 minutes to do this. I didn't want to, cheat, and now I got Cayman Jack on my fingers. A little bit of a messy opening there. Oh well, shit happens. Hey, how you doing? Happy Monday. Oh, that's good. That is good. Although I am slightly concerned with my alcohol consumption. I'm trying to think. I drank Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now today's Monday. I drank 4 days in a row. It's okay. I'm not concerned. So I've already been saying hi to some people. Devo's here. Dale's here. Simon is here. I wanted to... Oh, Simon has a day off work. Wow. Just not feeling it this morning. Well, that must be nice. I took today off as well. I had some PTO to use up, so I decided to use it. Move this a little closer. I had some PTO to use up, so I decided to use it. And I have more PTO. Actually, I could use more, but for now, just 1 day was enough. I was here to take delivery of my new wheel. That was nice. I also was able to get my Tesla into the place that I have tint my windows. Got the windows tinted, the front windows tinted on the Tesla, so they match the back. That comes from the factory with tinted back windows, but not front. So I had to match the tint in the back to the front, and they also put a ceramic tint on the windshield, on the main windshield. Now that's not really dark, but it just has properties that it absorbs a lot of UV, keeps the heat down in the vehicle. So I've done that with all of my Teslas, so I did it again. Although it now cost 33% more than it did in 2021. To get this done on my 2021 Tesla Model Y, it was about $300. Today, it was just over $400. So just like everything else, right? Shoulder shrug. Yes, I am printing in the background. Sorry. I sold a stand today, so I didn't want to be tardy with replacing it. So I am starting another stand right now. Dale says, my alcohol consumption is fine. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's not like I'm an alcoholic or anything, but it's interesting when I contrast it to how things used to be. Prior to, I would say prior to me moving, right? Prior to me moving, really the only time I would drink was on a live stream. Now, but see, now my life's different now because now I'm not as tied down to things around the house. I get to go out to dinner a lot because everything is so close. And usually when I go out to dinner, I have something to drink as well. So, like Saturday night, I went to a sushi place. It's a sushi place that I used to go to with my ex on a regular basis. But I haven't been going there, obviously. It's the same place I took Dawn. I mentioned that on my Tesla video. Same place I took Dawn. So that was the only time I've been there since I moved my ex out. But I did have a $100 gift certificate that I got as a Christmas present, and it's just been sitting here. I'm like, well, I'm gonna use this thing. So I went there, got I don't know, 3 or 4 beers, got a couple things of sushi, used about half of it, and I had 2 women sitting next to me to my right. It turned out they were sisters. The one was they're both old. I don't know how old, but older than I would typically be interested in. But the one looked good for her age, and I bet like 20 years ago she was really hot. But anyways, after I paid for my stuff with my gift certificate, I said, here, I don't want to look at this anymore. You guys use the rest of it. So I gave it to them to use towards their dinner. And they were appreciative. And now I don't have to look at it anymore. So that was a win-win for me. Dale woke up and had a spew. Is that Australian for throwing up? Is that what a spew is? It doesn't sound like a great way to wake up, Dale. Devo, respect to off-road riders. I just practiced some terrain and I am pooped. Yeah. Well, I mean, when I went out to California in 2022, and Marty threw me on that off road section on the way up to Mount Baldy. It killed me on his OG Sherman, so I had no suspension. Killed my legs. And Marty thought it was hilarious. Look how tired he is. Blah 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 blah. But it's like anything. I mean, if you're not used to doing something, it's gonna suck. There's lots of things that I could have other people do that I do regularly that they don't, that they are going to struggle with. So that's kind of natural, right? And that's one of the things with the tour. I mean, if you're not used to doing that kind of riding, you are gonna suffer. Let me tell you are going to suffer because it is difficult, and if you're not used to doing it, even if you're in good shape. I mean, I'm in good shape, right? I'm in good shape. I work out. But it's a different kind of movement. It's asking your body to do something that it's not accustomed to. So it's not going to be easy. Dale, T4 Pro. Oh, you guys see this behind me? No, that's not a T4. It's not a T4. I guess we can get it out of the way, right? We can talk about it more later. But no, what that is a Master V4. V4 Master, 50S batteries, an EX30 system board in it, 2,400 watt hours. I'm not sure what the motor power is on the V4 Master. It's a V4 Master. It's a V4 Master that I bought from Chris Clark. Clark pads. It's going to be fully kitted out. I will show you a picture of what it will look like. I don't have the pads yet. Oh, excuse me. I don't have the pads yet, but I will. But before that, I did want to start off the stream by recognizing my channel members, because I think it's important for me to give channel members recognition wherever possible, because I do appreciate their support. All right, so our newest channel member up there, Planet Iceland. He is our newest channel member, our 24th channel member, followed by Simon, Michael Lenardic, Garrett Taylor, ES, also known as Elvis, Dale, Electric Unicycle, Babbitt the Wabbit, On Air Promo, also known as Larry Zarkov, EUC Vibes, Tommy, EUC Chronicles, Flip, who is recovering from his accident on his V13. That's one of the things we can talk about, I guess. Gavin Cronin, Medium Dog, A Viking, Brian Gonzalez, Splash 6, Michelle Barr Daly, MeUC on my EUC. MeUC on my EUC sent me these songs that he created with AI that are about like riding electric unicycle to get coffee. That I want to do like a skit or a parody with it. I just haven't done it yet, but I do plan to do that. But anyways, MeUC, my EUC sent that to me. Oh, okay, wait, let me finish this first. Doug Yetman, Ratman Murray, Black Crow, also a fellow 3D stand creator. I assume he still makes stands. I don't know. Senator Perry, Marty, as in Marty Eakin, and Stuart Ross. Oh wait, I'm down to 23. I lost. Okay, I had 24. I lost a member. I'm not sure who it was. I don't know. All right, so now I'm down to 23. Sometimes that happens if someone just forgets to renew. So I might bounce back up to 24, but you never know. Let's see. Gained 2 in the last 30 days. 2 cancellations in the last 30 days. Oh, wow. So anyways, those are my current channel members. So what this wheel is supposed to look like is like this. It's going to have the full Clark kit on it. I did not opt for red. I opted for gray. One of the fairing colors you can get is gray. I probably would have gotten orange if he had it, but he doesn't. That's kind of what it should look like. It includes the upgraded pedals, the Clark pedals as well. That is included in this kit. And in addition, I'm going to be getting the full Clark system for my V13 as well, similar to what Flip has on his V13. So, yeah, there's been like a huge drop in pricing for both the Master V4 and the T4 Pro, because there's a number of dealers that have been blowing these out at really attractive pricing. I put this on my community section of my channel, asking people to take guesses of what wheel I was going to get, and I got a bunch of guesses. I mean, I probably got 20 guesses. No one guessed a Master V4, and I understand why, but I think it could be a pretty cool wheel. I mean, it's not mega heavy like so many new wheels are. Good power, EX30 system board, good power, 50S batteries, high output batteries. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing it out. All I've done so far is turn it on, take it out of transport mode, put air in the tire. The tire had like less than 10 pounds of air in it. The tire was really low. What's interesting that it shows in that picture that the motor is blue, like the EX30 motors used to be. This motor is not blue. My motor is silver. Not sure what that means exactly, but so anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, 2400 watt hour battery pack. I will be doing similar things on the Master because I've never owned a Master. Obviously, the Master V1 had a lot of issues, but each increment of the Master has been getting progressively better. And like I said, I added air to the tires. I added air to the shock. I think I'm going to need to back it back. I put like 300 pounds in there, and I got on it, and it felt like a freaking pogo stick, man. So I need to do a combination of probably less air pressure and mess with the rebound knob on there. I was talking to George over in Miami, who has a V4 Master, just to pick his brain a little bit, and I think I have the pressure a little bit too high for me. This is the other thing I want to mention. PJ Wares. I posted again. I think I posted this in my my community section. The care box that I got from PJ Wares. One day I have this big box that's delivered from the post office, and because I know I think he mentioned the last live stream that I did that he was sending me something, and I had no idea what it was. I open it up, and it's like all of this Cheetos stuff, like hot Cheetos stuff. It's mac and cheese. It's like not Doritos, but it's all kinds of like jalapeno and spicy stuff. So he did mention that I should share it because like this whole discussion came up in one of our live streams that I think Marty and Dawn was on, where they were both talking about and praising certain types of Dorito products. And PJ said that that'd be nice if you shared that. And I think ideally he hoped that I would share it with both Dawn and Marty, but nah, Marty doesn't need my help. But I did share it with Dawn. I sent her approximately half of the stuff, and she got it. She got it the other day, over the weekend. I think she got it Saturday probably, and she was excited for it. So thank you, PJ, on Dawn's behalf. And that was very thoughtful of you to send that to me. Turbinator. I had personally guessed that you bought a new Model Y when you said you had a Tesla announcement, and I seen the 0.99% financing they had. I've been contemplating it myself. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. Those of you that do not follow me on social media or don't look at my videos on YouTube regularly, I did just pick up a Tesla Model Y Performance Series on Friday, and there's some backstory with that. It was kind of a pain in the ass. There's some things I had to deal with that was kind of annoying me. It's probably the most annoying Tesla delivery that I've had, and this is my fourth one, so I have some experience with it. But the car itself is fantastic. I love it. I'm still showing that. Right there it is. Right there it is. I got the. Like I said, I took today off. I got the windows tinted, the front windows tinted, and I got the windshield tinted as well. And that's what it looks like. Looks good, right? No more white. One with a blue color that I think really it looks cool. It just looks aggressive with those wheels. I'm very happy with my decision, even though it was a pain in the ass to get there. All right, so let's. We don't need that right now. Oh, George. Okay, George is here. George. That I just. Did you hear me talking about you, George, about the settings on the Master? Let's see, 804. You probably did hear me talk about that then. Larry's here, channel member. Hi, everyone listening while I'm working. May not contribute much. That's all right, dude. That's all good. Gore is here. Good evening, Duffman. Good evening, Gore. Have you been on a live stream before, Gore? I don't quite recognize that name. Devo. I wonder how much that $100 gift certificate costs. In real world costs, and in drama and frustration, disappointment, it costs a lot. It costs a lot more than $100, and money out of my pocket. I mean, what I spent to get that $100 back, it wasn't a good investment. Let's put it that way. Not a good investment. Leo, better late than never. Hey, what's up, Leo? Leo from Brazil. Thank you for stopping in, as always. Dale, yes, it did just start. I don't plan to do another 5-hour live stream, unless Dawn logs on, and then who knows. It's funny, I totally whiffed on. I talked on previous live streams how, hey, I'm getting close to 2,000 videos. I want to do something special for my 2,000th video. And lo and behold, right now my current video count is at 2,010. Yes, I've crossed and I've leaped over the 2,000 video threshold, and now I'm at 2,010. I still will do some sort of video for 2,000, even though won't be my 2,000th video, but it will recognize the fact that I have 2,000 videos on my channel, which is something that not a lot of people can say. That's a lot of videos. It's a lot. Simon says that kit looks dope AF. Yeah, it's their race kit. Now, again, let me bring this back up. There's a couple things about this that are different. Like I said, this shows like the blue EX30 motor. This also shows street tire. This has the knobby tire. It does not have the street tire. It has the knobby tire. So that's kind of weird. But this was packaged as a fully loaded race-ready V450S. So, I mean, I can always put a different tire on it, I guess, if I need to. It's not too hard to drop the motor on a Master. So I may or may not do that. We'll see how it is, with the knobby tire. It doesn't really matter. But it does look good, right? It does look good, and it will do a great job of protecting the wheel. Even though I will try to do my best to protect the wheel myself by not crashing. Marco Trejo. Hey, Dale, what PSI do you ride on? Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious with all the steps he does, what PSI Dale does ride on. Devo, hit that like button, people. Yeah, I did pin that in the comments. When you come in here, that should be the first thing you see at the top of the comments. Okay, so Dale does 40 PSI on the road and 28 for off-road. Really? Okay. So when you're rocking steps and the other silly things you do, you're at 40 PSI. Well, that makes sense. George likes the gray color. Yeah, me too. Out of the colors that they had, it was the most appealing to me. They had red, yellow, blue. They have blue and dark blue. White. And white would just get dirty looking probably. And gray, and then you just go all black. So yeah, we'll see. I think it'd be nice. And you might ask why did you buy that? Again, much like the Tesla, it was a spur of the moment thing. I'm just like, it popped up in my Facebook feed. I'm like, oh damn, that's cheap, man, for a Master with fully updated, with the kit. Now I thought, this is my assumption, and it was wrong. I thought the wheel was going to come to me just as it is pictured there. I thought all the fairings were going to be on. I thought the pedals were going to be on. I thought it was going to be ready to go, and it's not. I don't have the kit yet, and Chris said that comes after the wheel. I'm like, okay, well that's fine, but I didn't realize that. Dale says the wasabi dominoes are good. No, okay, I've never had it. Simon says Cheetos, cheese, and bacon bombs are delicious and addictive. I don't know. I had one of the things in that box was Cheetos, macaroni and cheese. It was bacon and cheese. And I'm a pescatarian, but it's not like it has bacon bits in it. It's bacon flavoring. So I crossed the line and had it. It was fine. It's easy. It comes in like a cup. You add water, you heat it for 3 minutes, you stir it up, and you're done. It's super easy. So be easy for Dawn to make some quick food if she needs to. Marty, no love for me, I guess. Marty, you need me to send you Doritos or Cheetos? You don't need my help, Marty. You don't need my help. But if you actually feel bad about it, I'll send you a bag because I have more. I have more in my pantry. It'll take me a while to eat it. Simon, very cool car. Yeah, well, I'm very experienced with Teslas. My first Tesla was a 2019 Model 3, and then I went to a 2021 Model Y standard range rear. Can I say that? Rear wheel drive, and then I went from that. I sold that for a ridiculous amount of money, and I went to a long range all wheel drive Model Y. And now I'm rocking the performance, which is ridiculously fast. I have not done a full pedal acceleration yet because I need to make sure that there's nobody around and there's no cops around either. Because it just, it feels, even though it's an all-wheel drive car, it feels like it wants to spin the tires. It's crazy. It's crazy how hard it pulls. 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles an hour. So it's fast. All my Teslas have been fast. This is a next level fast. Devo, Marty, the Godfather's in the house. Marty, as an EUC rider, I'm surprised that you tinted the front windows. Illegal in California. I hate drivers that do that because it's impossible to establish eye contact with a driver. Okay, well, maybe you didn't hear my details, Marty. This is not a tint that darkens the front windshield, because I believe that's illegal in Florida as well. It doesn't darken it. It's a special, I think they describe it as a ceramic coating, but it basically blocks the UV. It has something in it that blocks the UV without making the windshield dark. Yeah, no, the windshield's not. You can see me just fine, Marty. I know you like to see me, so and make eye contact. So next time you see me, I'll make sure to make eye contact with you, Marty. So yeah, no, it's not what you think. I've had it in all my Teslas, and my truck actually. Devo, I would have totally gotten this deal if I didn't buy the Extreme first. Yeah, it's a great deal. To me, it's a great deal. Melt says, yeah, Duff, you're going to love the Master. The only Masters that I've ridden, I remember I rode Roger's Master for a minute before the Baldy ride. Marty, did I ride your Master? I rode your Master Pro. Did I ride your Master too? Because I remember you had the upgraded shock and linkage, I think, on your Master. I think I tried Marty's Master as well. Marty's Master is really soft. My initial impression with the stock shock on this is I need to do some experimentation. 300 psi and the default rebound settings was like a pogo stick. So I definitely need to adjust that. Dale says, I meant wasabi Doritos. Okay, gotcha. Devo says, I'd never had wasabi Domino's. Yeah, me either. Although I'm sure that Domino's has like a pizza with hot stuff on it, I'm sure. And PJ Ware, sometimes I make the jalapeno mac and cheese, crunch up jalapeno Cheetos and sprinkle on top. I'm weird like that. Okay, well, you supplied me with the ingredients to do that, PJ. So yeah, maybe I'll try that as well. I've been using it as like a side with I made like mahi, and then my side was a cup of these Cheetos mac and cheese that you sent me. All right, so let me talk about the Tesla first, the whole Tesla scenario. I talked about on one of my Tesla videos about full self-driving, I talked about the idea I had to buy a Model S. I had this dumb idea where I was like, oh, maybe I can buy a Model S and have it be reasonable. And I ran numbers on new ones. I ran numbers on used ones. I looked at Model S's on Carvana. I looked at them on Tesla, and none of them were. None of those numbers were made sense. They didn't make sense. You know, I pay enough for my Tesla now. I'm not looking to spend more. So I kind of shit canned that idea. But then I started running some numbers because Tesla is running a deal where just Model Ys, they're offering 0.99% financing. Evidently, they have a backlog of Model Ys. They're trying to clear them out. And they thought that doing this, the low financing, would be attractive to people to get them to move cars. And it has been. In addition, if you qualify, you also qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. I make too much money to qualify for that. But if you do qualify, you can get another $7,500 right off the top of your taxes. So that's very attractive to people as well. So if you're looking to buy a Model Y, it's going to be hard. You're going to be hard pressed to find a better time to do it. It really is attractive. But when I ran these numbers, basically, I was able to move into a Model Y because my old Model Y, like people were saying to me, friends and people online were saying to me, didn't you just get that Model Y, that long range? It seems like you just got it. And the crazy thing is I actually picked that up the week after Cindy moved out of my house, my old house, because we were still on speaking terms then, and she actually took me up there, dropped me off to get the car. So that's why I remembered that. So that's between 2.5 and 3 years ago. So I've had that car for a while. It had just under 39,000 miles because I was commuting from out at my old house, which was a long commute, to work for 2 years on that car. So it had a decent amount of miles. I probably would have had to replace the tires within a year, and the warranty is going to be expiring as well. So this is a way for me to get a fresh warranty, fresh tires, and a car that is ridiculously fast and looks cool. And I love driving it. So the numbers worked. I mean, the numbers were favorable. I wanted to trade my Tesla to Tesla because it benefits you, because you take the value of the trade, you take that off the top end price of the car, you wind up paying less sales tax that way. So now, but the difference is if you can get significantly more for the car, like selling it privately, you'll come out ahead. I didn't feel like effing with it because the number they offered me like $27,000 for my car. The number they gave me allowed me to still slide into the Performance Model Y for the same payment. Actually, a few dollars less. So could I have gotten more value out of my old Tesla? Yes, I could have. And did I care? No, not really. So I got that number from Tesla, and like I said, it was everything with Tesla is automated. You do everything through the app, basically. I bought the car online on their website, but then the entire transaction is handled through the app. They have different steps where you provide insurance, you provide your financials, you apply for the loan, you apply for the trade. Because I got an initial estimated trade value, but then after that, when you decide you're going to actually buy the car and you're going to actually trade your car, you need to get a official trade-in number. And to do that, you have to send them some additional pictures so they can verify that the car doesn't have any significant problems or damage. So I did that. I bought the car on Tuesday. I paid for it or I initiated the process on Tuesday. I was supposed to pick it up on Friday. I did everything I could in the app, but I could only do so much because the official trade value was not done. I went all through Wednesday. There was no movement on it. I went through Thursday. There was no movement on it for almost all day Thursday. I was trying, the way that Tesla tells you to reach out to them is via text. When you put a deposit down on Tesla, you get a text from Tesla. And they say, if you have any questions, reply to this text, because then it goes to a Tesla advisor who's supposed to answer any problems you have, help with the transaction. So I started replying to that text several times saying, hey, I need to know the official trade value to complete all the steps that have to be done to buy this car. I got crickets, nothing for 2 days. I tried calling them, like when you get I got the local dealership number. You call it, you still go into the same phone menu that if you call the national number. But there is a way to step through to a spot where you say, okay, well, hit this number to talk to a Tesla advisor, because I wanted to talk to someone just to make sure that everything was okay. And I would do that, and you listen to a prompt, and they would say, okay, well, just hold on a second, we'll get you a Tesla advisor. And then 5 seconds later, it would say, oh, we're sorry, there's no Tesla advisors available. Please try again later. No, leave a message. Just try again later. There's no one around. Try again later. Those of you that follow Tesla knows that they have done tons and tons of workforce cuts. They've been cutting their staff to, I guess, to make their stock more valuable. I don't know. But it's clear that, because like I said, this is my 4th transaction. It's clear that they have now made it very difficult for their employees to properly service their customer base, which is growing. I mean, Tesla's customer base is huge now. And their response to that is to reduce the amount of people servicing them. It's crazy. So finally on Thursday, right before I left work, I got the official trade value. I'm like, okay, great. I went through and I proved what I could. I said, okay, that trade estimate's okay or that trade value is okay with me. Then I go to the finance step, and the financial numbers are effed up. The financial numbers are basically looking like they expect me to come in there with a big wad of cash to pay off the remainder of my existing Tesla loan instead of financing it in the loan. And again, I reached out to my Tesla advisor and got nothing. And finally, on Friday during the afternoon, my appointment was for 3:00 on Friday. About noon on Friday, someone from the Fort Myers dealership finally called me, the advisor, one of them, and said, yeah, we submitted this case to the finance department as soon as you told us about it, and they have not touched it yet. They have not updated the numbers, and but I'm gonna leave them another message, and hopefully they get it taken care of, because until it was taken care of, I couldn't proceed. So 3:00 came, and it still was not resolved, and I'm like, F it, I'm just gonna go up there, and at least if I'm in someone's face, I can kind of rattle the chain and just and hopefully get some action. So I get up there, finance is still not done, and I actually meet the guy that responded to me finally. That's a Tesla advisor there. And even though I was mad and frustrated, I actually kind of felt bad for him, because I said, so what's the deal, with all these layoffs? How has it impacted you guys at this dealership? And he said, right now they are running the entire sales operation with 3 people. He said that there's no managers. The managers were all laid off, and there was, I believe, either 3 or 4 additional Tesla advisors that were there that were laid off as well. So that they're running on a skeleton crew. And he said it's like the same thing from a national level. He said, like, the finance department, like, if this kind of problem happened in the past, it's the kind of thing that they would fix in 15 or 30 minutes. This time it was going on for a couple days. So while I was there, and I mean, I like I said, I couldn't get mad at this guy, because he was obviously, his hands were tied. He could only do so much. I said, so you guys can't call? You don't have a number to call that you can actually talk to someone to get this expedited? Nope, can't call anybody. I'm like, okay, great. So he sent messages to 3 different people in the finance department, and he just asked me just to sit tight. So I did. I sat there. I looked at the Cybertruck. They had a Cybertruck in the showroom. Looked at that a little bit, messed around with my phone, and I sat there for probably close to an hour and a half. But finally, they got the problem fixed. They got the finance numbers fixed. I was able to complete the transaction on my phone, and then I was able to get the car. So, yeah, and I got my Tesla survey today, and I basically I was very, very honest and just told them it was disappointing. It was my least favorable Tesla delivery experience so far. So, but I love the car. But there are definitely consequences for Tesla hacking and slashing their workforce for sure. Let's see what we got here. After that long diatribe, Devo pushing for more likes. 24 people watching, and how many likes do we have, Devo? Let me look. Let's see. I'd have to. Let's see. How many likes do we have? 16 likes. Okay. Well, that's better than we do sometimes. But if you want to take a second and click that like button, it costs nothing. Costs nothing. Okay, Simon says, a mate of mine crashed his Master right next to me at over 80 kilometers an hour. He was going 50 miles an hour on his Master? Really? I guess they can do 50, right? But I mean, that's kind of the ceiling. I will not be going 50 on my Master. It bounced down the road for 50 meters and landed in a bush. It was a bit banged up, but nothing serious, and he rode it home. Yeah. I remember the original Masters. Remember the original Master? Yeah, the original Master had the plastic battery casing. Remember that? That was one of the things that people bitched about. And they had that weird serial battery configuration. That was weird. This one has the metal battery case. But they've done a lot. I mean, they've changed the linkage. I think they've changed the shock over the different versions. There's been a lot of changes. One Somniac, what's up, Duff? What's going on with the live? Well, I'm talking about my Tesla Model 3 Performance and my new wheel, which you see sitting here, which is a Master V4. Master V4 purchased from Clark Pads. It will have the full race kit from Clark Pads that will look like that. They will look like that. Oh wait, let me just. I feel remiss for not doing this. Hold on, let me just make sure this works. Just let me know if this works, okay? Because I haven't tested this ahead of time.
Just testing to make sure that my voice mod works, so I can use it as needed. Like if Dawn comes, I need to use it exclusively because she hates it.
There we go. Hopefully that worked. Green Wave, our main guy Duff is live. Let's go. Yeah, Green Wave is like Cupid for Dawn and I. Like Green Wave always likes to suggest that Dawn and I are something. All the time he does that. Green Wave. Let's rattle some chains. Get it done, people. We're about to walk out and you won't get any cash. Well, in older years ago, and in certain situations, you could use that tact in a conventional dealership. With Tesla, no. No, but I mean, you should have seen how many cars they had there. A ton. I mean, they had hundreds of cars in that lot, and most of them were for sale. You know, they're inventory cars. They had a ton of cars there. George says time to short Tesla was yesterday. Was it? Has Tesla gone up today? I mean, they've been. I thought I heard that, like, I don't remember the time period, but they're down like 40%. Is it over the last? Is it just in 2024 they're down 40%? They've been down, but I mean, I've been holding my Tesla stock for a long time. I'll continue to hold it. I'm not worried about it. Greenway says Tesla about to make bank though. All right, good, man. I'm glad to have their stock. Greenwave, Duff, you should probably drive a Corvette instead. Why is that? Why is that, Greenwave? I did own a Corvette. I owned an 88 Corvette with a salvage title. It was one of the biggest pieces of shit I ever drove in my life. It was terrible. I had it for like 6 months, and I was very, very happy to sell it. Piece of shit. Melt. They kind of killed the retail therapy when you got your car. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like the joy of buying a car? No, it didn't. It didn't kill it. It was annoying. It was annoying, but no. I mean, I'm still happy with my purchase. Hey, Marty, I heard that you might want a Cybertruck. I heard that. Marty says Tesla won't change until they start losing business. Why should they? Apparently, there isn't enough competition. You know what happens without competition. Well, I mean, there's a lot of competition, but see what's happening is Tesla is going to be doing things that are going to piss off their established base. Unfortunately, like this is an example. This they're cutting people, so there's a limit to how much you can cut and still provide an adequate level of customer service. And I think it's clear to me that they have gone below that number. In addition, Tesla now has made deals with all kinds. Did you guys hear about how Tesla laid off their entire supercharging team, which sounded insane? Supposedly it's not quite that bad, and they hired some back, I guess, because it got a lot of negative press about it. And they posted some sort of press release saying, "Hey, we're investing $500 million in additional supercharger locations and upgrading additional locations and whatever," which is nice. But Tesla now has made arrangements to allow all kinds of different EVs to charge on Tesla superchargers. I've never had to wait at a supercharger. I've never had to wait in line at a supercharger. Now that they're opening up to all kinds of EVs, again, to pad their bottom line, to make more money, it's going to be less convenient. Now, again, luckily in my use case, I don't have to rely on superchargers. But if you're in a place like California, so many people rely on superchargers to charge their cars. They don't live in a house where they can charge at home. So they have to rely on superchargers. And now allowing all these other brands of vehicles to utilize those superchargers, it's going to be a cluster, in my opinion. It's going to be a cluster. But anyways, Marty, there's a lot of competition. It's just not. No one has the polish that Tesla does, and no one has the EV charging network that Tesla does. I mean, Tesla has made a lot of mistakes, but they also have done a lot of really good things, and putting such a focus on getting a good charging network in place was one of the best things that they did, for sure. Simon says the Dawn voice mod sounds good. All right, perfect. PJ Wares, you and Greenwave both realized that by sending some of the care package to Dawn, that I'm flirting with her by proxy. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. I'll let her know that. I will let her know that. But she was grateful for it, because I just told her I sent her a box. I didn't tell her what it was, and she was driving her crazy. She didn't like not knowing what the box was. I told her it wasn't a big deal, but it's something she could probably use. Dale, I've seen so many bad things with the Cybertruck. Well, so have I. Panel misalignment, rusting, the whole thing about how the front trunk, the frunk, has sharp edges, and it does have sharp edges for sure. Like when I was walking around it, like if you would fall into a Cybertruck at the wrong angle, like on the either front corner, you're going to impale yourself. It does have some very sharp edges for sure. Seeing it in person, I mean, I've always described the Cybertruck as polarizing. You either think it's cool or you think it's one of the ugliest things you've ever seen. I would put myself somewhere in the middle. I mean, I would, if they didn't raise the price 40% over what it was supposed to be when I put a reservation on one, I probably still would have gotten one. But the pricing now, no, there's no way. There's no way, and there's things about it that just make it impractical for me. Like it has like the biggest thing that annoys me about the Cybertruck is the bed of the truck. To keep the triangular angles of the truck, it goes up and over and down. So if you want to try to load something from the side of the bed of a Cybertruck, or remove it. Now, if you're trying to load something, you're basically just going to throw it over the top because it's too high. You can't reach up and over and pull anything out. Same thing like if you want to pull something out of it, you'd have to get up in the bed and pull it out. You cannot pull it out from the sides unless you're 8 feet tall. Then maybe you can do it. But it's not practical. It's pretty clear. It's just if you want something that's very practical for traditional truck usage, a Cybertruck probably is not going to be that. Melt, tell us what should I tell you, Melt? What do you want? I am pretty open with what I tell people, but there are limits. Believe it or not. Simon, Cybertruck is riddled with problems. Should probably pass on it and spend $100K on something more reliable. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't spend $100K on it. That's the thing. I mean, it's literally basically double for the Foundation series, at least. Double what I paid for the Performance Model Y. Devo Alien Rise Cybertruck looks dope AF though. Well, I mean, the best looking Cybertrucks I've seen are the ones that are wrapped. Wrapped, it looks cool. Like I saw someone that wrapped one that made it look like it was like an old rusty ancient vehicle, which looked actually really cool. Wrapping one. If I did buy one, I would wrap it, but I'm not going to buy one. So. Green Wave to PJ Wares. I don't blame you, but talking about PJ Wares flirting with Dawn by proxy. I don't blame you, but I doubt Dawn would be interested in a guy that doesn't have at least a Master Gen 4. I don't know. Dawn said in the past that she doesn't have wheel requirements when it comes to potential suitors. So I don't know. Dale says they should call them a Cyber Oot in Australia. That's right. That's one of the vehicles? Isn't like there's a truck, or is that's a car company in Australia, isn't it? Oot? I've heard of it. All right. We're on to Cayman Jack number 2. George. 100% tariff on Chinese EVs is just delaying the inevitable. U.S. unipolarity is over. This means massive recession, dollar collapse, which is seen in the massive interest rate increases and inflation. I did see that posted on Facebook, how the Biden administration mentioned about 100% tariff on Chinese EVs. Some people assumed that meant electric unicycles as well. I believe that was clarified, that they're talking about vehicles, cars, because people are freaking out that, electric unicycles would just be, double the price or whatever. So I don't think that's the case. But yeah, George, no, there's definitely a shitstorm brewing, I would say. And I don't know, I'm not smart enough to say that I know what the answer is, really. I don't know that there is a good answer. Devo, Cybertruck is made by Big Goat, so V4 Cybertruck will have all the kinks figured out. Yeah, maybe. The thing is huge too. Like it wouldn't fit in my garage. The only way it would fit in my garage is if I pulled everything out of it and I dedicated I couldn't have anything in the back wall because it would literally take every inch of my traditional 2-car garage to fit in the garage. So it's dumb. My Tacoma fits in my garage. Dale says it's pronounced Ute, not Oot. Ute. It's what we call a pickup truck. Yeah, I've heard that term before. Okay, I thought it was an actual model though as well for some reason, but I guess I'm wrong. Johan from East Coast, Florida. Hey, Duff, I don't particularly like Teslas. They try too hard to reinvent car stuff, but I do want to get in their charge network. Yeah, there's people like there's on my comments video. I highlighted one guy's comment that said, I could never drive a car that has a dash like that. And there are people that have that reaction. because it's totally foreign. I mean, like on a Model 3 and a Model Y, now like a Model S and a Model X, it is a little bit more traditional because you still have the big ass tablet on those models, but you still have a more traditional dash in front of the steering wheel. The Model 3 and the Model Y, you do not have that. You just have the tablet basically in the middle of the dashboard. And it is different, and it could be unsettling for people that have never seen it before. Now I've had a Tesla for 5 years now, so no, I don't think anything of it, and I like it. I like the minimalism, but I understand why it would be shocking for someone that is not used to it. I do understand that. But yeah, I do agree, Johan. Sometimes they try to do things, they try to fix things that don't need fixing necessarily. Like when they insisted that like the new model, was it the S, the Plaids, and I think all the S's were supposed to all have the yoke steering wheel. Remember that caused a big to do when that happened, and there's a lot of pushback. And what happened was they now made the yoke optional. The standard steering wheel is once again a round steering wheel, and you pay extra. You pay extra if you want a yoke now. So yeah, it's funny. That's the one thing about Tesla. I mean, it's so unconventional the way they do things. You know, they change their pricing, you know, weekly, sometimes daily, it seems sometimes. You know, one day, you know, a car is one price, the next day it's 1,000 more. You know, next week it's 1,000 less. They change stuff all the time. They add features and change the way features work all the time. It's basically like having a rolling cell phone. You get updates for your car. You know, it takes an update overnight, and all of a sudden you have all these additional features you did not have before. They're going to be pushing out a new version of full self-driving soon. That's going to make some more significant changes. So, yeah, I love my Tesla. It's my favorite commuter car ever owned. I would say. I would say it's not. I mean, this Model Y Performance is not a commuter car. It's a freaking race car. I mean, 3.5 seconds 0 to 60. If you look at other cars that can go that have that kind of 0 to 60 time, I mean, you're talking supercar fast. It's nuts. And I'm a fan of full self-driving, even though I don't have a big use case for it. I still haven't decided. I kind of effed myself because I used some of my referral points to buy. I extended my full self-driving term on my old Model Y, and then I went and bought this new Model Y. And you can't move that across when you have full self-driving. When you pay for it, it's tied to that vehicle. So I paid for, or I used 2 months of points to extend my full self-driving, and now it was basically thrown in the shitter. The good news is when you buy a new car, they give you an additional month of full self-driving for free. So I have that. I have some more referral points, so I might try to extend it again. I do like it. I really like the visualization, the improved visualizations that you get with the full self-driving. And it's great when I'm doing stuff like drinking coffee after work. You know, you can let the car drive. The car is paying attention. The car does a good job. I used it on Thursday night after I went to a taco place, Tacos and Tequila it's called. I had, what I have, four margaritas, I think. And just to be safe, I said, okay, car, you drive me home. You drive me home. Got me home. It was, it's a short drive. Got me home without me having to do a single thing, and it was great. I have a hard time wrapping my head around the idea of paying $99 a month for that feature, but I don't know. We'll see. I spent money on dumber things before, that's for sure. Simon talking about the Utes again. Utility vehicle just means it has a flatbed for tradesmen. Okay. Green Wave. How can you have your hands at 10 and 2 with a yoke? We are driving cars here, not oxen. Yeah, I know. And not only was that yoke steering wheel annoying, but it also had like they removed the stalks, and I think the refresh Model 3s don't have stalks either. They removed the stalks. There's no turn signal stalk. There's no stalk to control the windshield wipers. This is Tesla again, thinking that they know better than the rest of the world, thinking that it's better to not have stalks. Instead, they have these buttons that are on the steering wheel, and with the older ones at least, they were capacitive and they were too sensitive. So people were constantly accidentally setting off the turn signals or engaging the washers. And I guess that they've changed it now. It's more of a tactile analog response as opposed to a capacitive touch. But it's still annoying. I don't know. I mean, were turn signal stalks like that annoying to people? I've never heard anyone complain about it in my life. But that's kind of what Johan was referring to. That Tesla sometimes will fix problems that really aren't a problem, just to be different. Paul Man, new guy here. So there's going to be 25% tariff on lithium ion batteries, so EUCs will be affected. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Paul Man, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Because the majority of lithium battery manufacturers, they are China-based, right? Aren't they? Or maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. Well, no, LG is Korean, right? LG is Korean. Samsung is Korean. South Korean, right? They're not Chinese. So we're using cells that are not Chinese cells. So in my mind, there should not be a major issue, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Simon, 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds will put a smile on your face. A smile or a face of terror. I mean, I've had a lot of performance vehicles. I had a 71 Chevelle. I had a 71 Buick Skylark V8 cars. I had a 69 Firebird. I had the Corvette I mentioned earlier. I had a Ford Probe GT, which was turbocharged. I had a Sunfire GT, which that wasn't a performance car, but anyways, I had my SSR, my Chevy SSR that had a Corvette motor in it, 6-speed. That was a lot of fun too. But I never had a car this fast. Never. Johan, the turn signals will drive me up a wall. Yeah, and not only that, like again, the way that my car is the right stalk is used to put the car into drive, into reverse. You just bump it, drive in reverse. Now with this new system, if you want to change the direction, you do it on the screen. There's a little slider on the side. You put your foot in the brake, and there's a little indicator on the side, and you have to slide up to go drive, slide back to go into reverse. I mean, it's fine. It works. But again, it's kind of fixing a problem that didn't exist, right? Simon, a guy in Australia got busted for riding a camel while drunk. He argued that it knew its way home from the pub with his helpful self-driving camel. I didn't. Is that for real? It sounds like a made-up story. George, 25% tariff on EUCs was implemented previously, currently in effect. Yeah, well, that was back. That was back during COVID, right? That was back when Trump was president. I believe that started. So yeah, that's been in effect for a while. Greenwave, Johan Williams, your username is flipping me out because my name is John William. Wow, man. Johan, you're flipping him out, man. You should change your name. Leo says, but if the complete vehicle comes from China, the tariff is based on origin of the complete car. Right. But again, we're talking about cars. I mean, there's no Chinese, as far as I know, there's no Chinese EVs, electric cars sold in the United States. Is that, I believe that's an accurate statement. I'm not sure. Kurt Flirt. If that's the case, I would think most likely these batteries are foreign, so they will likely raise everywhere overseas. I don't know. I mean, lithium batteries are dependent on far too heavily in the United States and everywhere else to put that kind of tariff on them. That's why I think the majority of them are not coming from China, at least the ones that we deal with. But that's just a thought. Doesn't mean it's true. Dale's never had a car. Well, Dale, I made up for it because I've had a shitload of cars. A lot of cars, including 4 Teslas. Can't get done for riding an EC drunk. You can't get arrested for riding an EUC drunk, but you can a bike? Really? Are you sure about that, Dale? That doesn't sound consistent to me. Leo, there are plenty of Chinese EV producers. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know there are. I know that there's a company in China that makes more EVs than Tesla does in China, because Tesla has a China plant as well. I don't remember their name, but yeah, no, I know China makes a lot of EVs. Simon says there's 1 million camels in the Australian outback. Really? I didn't know there's any camels in Australia for some reason. I don't know. How did I get to be this age and not know that there's camels in Australia? I feel stupid. I don't know. I feel like I should know that. Green Wave, let's import the lithium and make the cells here in the States. So that's easier said than done. But I mean, the real answer is there's battery technology that's being worked on that is going to put less pressure on using rare earth minerals for batteries. And that technology is coming. It's not widespread, but in theory, it should make batteries cost less and be more environmentally friendly. At least the information that I've seen about it. Devo says there's a Chinese EV that they want to sell for $12,000. So America put up these tariffs so they can't mess up the car industry here. Okay. All right, I understand. I mean, generally speaking, usually competition is good, right? But I understand that you don't want to undermine the American car market. I don't know. I mean, the cost of everything, not just EVs, not just electric unicycles, everything. Like I started off the example today. 2021, I got the windows tinted in my Tesla that I bought back then. I got the exact same thing put in today, and it was what used to be $300 was now $400 for the exact same thing. And that's a story that's repeated ad nauseum everywhere. So I don't have the answer. I don't. There is no answer. I think it's like a runaway train that's heading for a wall, and I don't think that there's any answer, really. I wish I had a more optimistic idea for you, but I really don't. Okay, so the big Chinese EV producer is BYD. They're setting a plant in Brazil, really? So are they? So I wonder if that's their move, is that they want to set up a factory in the United States. Because, I mean, Japanese manufacturers have done this forever, right? That was their way to get around a lot of this stuff and to be more competitive. And Korean, Hyundai, Kia, they build vehicles in the United States, which gets them around a lot of that stuff. Toyota's done it for years. My Toyota Tacoma was built in Texas. So yeah, I'm sure the United States would try to block that from happening, but I could see them wanting to do that. Simon knows someone that got a DUI for drunk riding a kiddie scooter. Really? Wow. Dale says, I've been pulled over way over the limit and taken to the station where they couldn't figure out what to charge me with, so they let me go. Happened in 2 states. Oh, my goodness, Dale. I'm sure you have a lot of stories like that. French USA is here. French USA now lives in Naples, actually. French USA got a V14, which we need to get together so I can ride your V14 and test it out a little bit. So he used to have a Claude, right? Claude. That's the right way to pronounce it, I think. I used to have a Tesla S. Cannot have one since my condo does not have charge. Yeah, that'd be a pain, right? I mean, there are a decent amount of superchargers around here now, Claude. You could, but then you're paying to charge all the time, which kind of sucks. Unless you try unless you can find a convenient level 2 charger like shopping centers and stuff, which some places have. But yeah, if you can't charge at home, it is kind of a pain in the ass. Like my Model Y is out there charging right now. In my situation, I have my washer and dryer in the garage, and I actually have a heavy duty Y splitter that I use to split between the dryer and my car to charge the car. The only problem is I can't dry clothes and charge at the same time. But otherwise, it works just fine. And that's what I've done since I moved here. At my old house, I actually had a dedicated 240 outlet put in for charging. But in a condo, you're kind of effed, right? You can't do much. Greenway salt ion batteries for the win. Yeah, I have heard about them. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting battery technology out there. Simon says the camels are an introduced species in Australia. They're feral camels. Really interesting. Just like we have pythons that are getting hunted in the Everglades down here because they are not a native creature to the Everglades, but now they're taking over the Everglades and they are wreaking havoc on the ecosystem because they're wiping out all sorts of animals below them in the food chain. It's kind of messing everything up. Leo, one of the biggest lithium reserves in the world is in the U.S., but environmental licenses make it difficult to extract in the U.S. Oh yeah, where is this lithium reserve at, Leo, in the United States? Greenwave, will they try to eat you? Camels? I don't think camels are man eaters. Unlike some females. Let's see. On-air promo. This is an election year. China is a great Trojan horse for candidates to bash. I wouldn't believe any paranoid articles until after November. This is the voice of experience. True. Yeah, no, that's true. You know, you can say, hey, look what I did. I did this. I was tough on China. I did this. I did that, and did the other thing. It is true, Larry, for sure. Happens on both sides of the political spectrum. Tariffs are never good for anyone. It's one of the main reasons the Great Depression lasted much longer than it would have if it was just left alone. Yeah, it's funny. I remember when Trump announced the tariffs, and he was saying like, "Oh, look at this! We're going to make them pay. We're going to make China pay because we're going to put tariffs on their stuff." But the reality is, and I don't really understand how he didn't understand this, is the tariffs, they just got passed along to U.S. consumers. So in reality, we just paid for everything. We paid the tariffs. Yeah, it's those companies are not paying the tariffs. We pay them. And because we are so dependent on China for so many things, yeah, you know, it's like okay, well, here's this tariff, but we need it, and we don't have another way to get it. So guess who's going to pay? The American consumer. So yeah, it's tariffs. I don't know, but I don't like to talk about politics anymore. I used to get more bent out of shape about it. Now I'm just like, F it, you know, I can't fix it, so I'm just gonna I'm just going to take care of. I'm just going to take care of myself. Devo, the obvious answer to all these inflation is accepting LGBTQ and women's equality. Don't get me started, Devo. God, that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. There's so much bullshit. Simon, they can what? A camel bit off a guy's head in India. What? They are gnarly animals. What? Come on, Simon. Are you really? Greenwave says tariffs can be good. They support local economy versus imports. No. Yeah, but again, we import so much from China, so much. It's not like there's an American option for so many things. If there was, yes, sure, but that's not the case. That's not reality. I mean, it's just we suckle from China's teat for so many things. It's insane. And at this point, how do you fix that? How do you fix it? Johan, I would suggest talking about the Tesla charger. I would suggest getting that charger hardwired. The more components between power and the charger, the more issues you can potentially have. True. I mean, yeah, sure. You could. The fact of the matter is, it's a 40 or 50 amp circuit. I think it's a 40 amp circuit. Car charges at 32 amps. It's fine. It's been fine. It's been fine for a year. I continue to think it's going to be fine, and I'm not going to spend the money for more than I have to. Now, I actually still use my charger that came with my Model 3. Now, Tesla keeps pulling things away that they give you. They used to include a mobile charger when you bought the car. They don't anymore. They don't give you anything. Although I did get floor mats with this Model Y. I didn't get floor mats with my last Model Y. But yeah, you get no charger. You have to buy the charger, and they keep pulling back what they give you. That is kind of frustrating. Marty says the answer to everything is voting for Trump. Oh my God, yeah, hell no. I hate the choices that we have. And my one buddy's like, hey, well, have you listened to RFK Jr.? Yeah, I like what he has to say, but he has no chance, right? There's no chance for a third party to ever get elected. No chance. Murray, hey, Duffin guys, what's up, Murray? Larry laughing about Marty's statement. Simon, about the guy that got his head bit off. The Indian guy was beating the camel with a stick when it bit his head off, so the tough love approach is best avoided maybe. Well, good. If he was beating the camel with a stick, I don't feel very bad for him. I always will typically side on the I will typically side on the side of animals in almost every situation. Simon, not Donald von Schitzenpants. He's a sexual abuser and completely crooked. Well, I don't even want to talk about it. I used to rail about the stuff that went on. I'm just it's almost like we live in a cartoon world. It really is. It just nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing makes sense. Green Wave to Simon. I wouldn't use a stick. That's too much. Camels don't respect weapons. I'd team up on it, though. My dog and I would teach us some stuff. Camels respect teamwork. Okay, gotcha. Marty, animals have more value than humans. I like animals more than most humans, for sure. Yeah, that shouldn't be news. I know Marty. I mean, Marty, you don't have any pets, Marty, so we know where you stand on that. I do not stand in that same way. Tails says some animals value more than humans. Yeah, absolutely. Larry, who doesn't like Indian food? Talking about the camel. Okay. Green wave. I think camels should have voting rights. Well, I mean, camels. I mean, what would your pronoun be if you're a camel? I don't know, because I mean, camels should be able to pick their own pronouns too, right? Yeah. Everything is so effed up, guys. It's so effed up. I'm so glad I don't have children. I mean, oh my God. Just imagine having a child, knowing what they're going to be uh, living in for the next 50 or 60 years. God knows. Who knows? Devo, animals are greater than humans. Animals definitely are a lot more innocent than humans. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Marty says atheism speaking. What is? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Murray, the guy should have quit. I'm assuming you're using voice to text, Murray. The guy should have quit while he was ahead. The stick must have been the one that broke the. Oh, I got it. The camel's back. Gotcha. George, 4 hooves good, 2 feet bad. Leo, in Arab countries, if you run over a camel, the fine is higher than if a human. Well, there's situations where like endangered animal species, like if an animal is endangered, there can be strict protections on them, strict punishments if they're harmed or I don't know. There's a lot of that. Like in Florida, there's a lot of that as well. Like there's projects that get totally shit canned because of environmental and then animal displacement concerns. That does happen in Florida, believe it or not. Marty, Opsum likes camels. Oh, did you see that Opsum? Dale, you sent that to me, right? Opsum listed. I think she has more than one Facebook account or whatever. But in the one Facebook account that Dale sent me, Opsum listed herself as a fashion designer. So I don't know. Maybe she's getting into fashion now. She's expanding. She's spreading her wings. Spreading her wings. I don't know. George says camels can vote by giving 2 humps up. Hey, there you go, man. George, you've been listening to Larry too much. That's a pretty good one. Green Wave, in the afterlife, Marty will become an EUC, probably a Begode Blitz Gen 36. Yeah, since Marty's here, I should speak. I should speak to Marty getting rid of his last. Was that your last OG Sherman? So you got rid of the Sherman that you made the awesome seat for already, Marty? You got rid of your last Sherman. And I got a little emotional when I saw that because I know it made you emotional. Like when you first got that Sherman, and you said that you had an emotional response because you loved it that much. It was everything you wanted, and you got rid of it. So did you have an emotional response when you got rid of it, Marty? Maybe, perhaps. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Greenway says, it's not easy to represent your camel on their level that Opsum does. Marty, do you see the master that I'm getting? I don't know. Were you here? This is, hold on. I don't remember what time you came in, Marty, but this is the master that I bought the master. Although my master has a knobby tire, not a blue motor, but it will have this gray fairing kit and the pedals from Clark. I have the wheel. I don't have the Clark stuff yet, but supposedly that's coming at some point. And you can see it here on the floor behind me. Marty, This needs a voice, Marty, because this is Marty bragging because he does this. All right.
My Falcon is shipping this week. And when you say it's my Falcon, Marty, does that I know you didn't pay for it unless you pay for the air shipping again. I don't know if you don't pay for wheels, are they your wheels? I guess they are, right? I guess.
Murray, in Australia, there are 2 million wild feral camels in the outback. Wow, that's a lot. Do people keep camels as pets or what? Bloom's Rule, you finally pulled the trigger and bought a V14 black? Oh, cool. Nice, dude. Because the black is the one that has 50S batteries, right? Because I think the original one was still 50Es, right? So cool. Congrats. Dale loves the V14. I know that. Marty, the last Sherman, but I still have the Max, which I'm still keeping for now. Well, the Sherman that you made that seat, that handmade seat, that was real comfortable to sit on. Was that on the Max or was that on one of your OG Shermans? Maybe that was on the Max. I don't remember. Marty, yes, I saw the Master stuff. People have them here, the Clark ones. Okay, good. I mentioned, Marty, like my initial, I pumped the shock to 300 psi, and I didn't touch the rebound. I left it at its stock settings, and I got on it, and it felt like I was on a pogo stick, man. It was terrible. So I need to drop some pressure out of the shock, I guess, and mess with the rebound a little bit. But as it is now, I don't like the way it feels right now. But I will need to do some adjustments. Dale, getting it's behind you. Yes, the wheel's here, but the kit isn't here. None of the Clark stuff is here. And again, only people that are here early will have remembered or heard this. But not only am I getting the Clark system for the Master, but I'm also getting the Clark system for the V13 as well. That's supposed to come as well. So once that stuff comes, I'll have some shit to do. George, it was the other way for me. I was told I was getting a knobby and got a street tire. Where did you? I don't remember where you got your Master from, George. I don't remember. If you want a knobby tire, we can switch. We can swap tires if you want to. That'd be a fun afternoon. We can do a double tire swap. Marty, okay, talking about the Falcon. It's a gift. Marty gets gifts from Bagode. But I thought Bagode was mad at you about the Extreme Bull stuff. No, I guess you guys made up. Gift from Bagode. $400 for shipping, though. Kind of feel ripped off. Well, Marty, okay, so even if that is high, you're getting a Falcon for $400. So I mean, I can only speak for myself, but if I was getting a Falcon for $400, regardless if it was for shipping or not, I really would not feel bad about that. Diva's considering the Falcon. Going to wait, hopefully, for a Falcon Pro Plus. The Falcon seems cool, but I don't need it. It's not light enough to be thrown around easily. It is cool, but I don't need it. Not that I needed a Master V4 either, but I got to draw the line somewhere, right? Got to draw the line somewhere. What do I need and not need? All depends on my mood. I mentioned what I mentioned on the blog. I've been a little. Sometimes the way that I self-medicate, in addition to Cayman Jacks, is by buying things, and so I bought a Tesla and I bought another wheel. So hopefully I'm good for now. I think I am. Should be. George says 2 million feral camels sounds awesome. I know. I see what you did there, George. Dale didn't have to pay any shipping for my free Bagode. They sent me an Insta360 X3 with it. Yeah, but how do they feel about you now, Dale? How do they feel about you now that you have been a veteran lover for a few months now? Oh, speaking of a veteran, I was curious if anyone had any additional feedback or thoughts about I saw a video clip that Shibby, Mike Leahy, posted. I guess he had a problem with his links. Like it dumped him, started shaking, all this kind of stuff. And he took the batteries off the one side to look at the motor mounts, and it looks like they basically just pulled out, like they just like they it sheared basically. Now, obviously, he puts a lot of stress on the wheels with what he does, but I guess he wasn't expecting that. So I don't know if anyone has any additional information on that, but it's not the kind of thing. It's not good PR for a veteran, obviously. But Mike is also a very unique use case as well. But it seems like his links is out of order. I think he said that they're sending him a motor, a system board, and now he's going to probably need some of the mounting parts that actually secure the suspension to the motor itself. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Marty, seat is on the Max. Okay, it's on the Max. You sold the one that you rode. Good, because that thing was a pain in the ass, especially off-road. George Bourbon says, I wish the Falcon had hydraulic shocks. Unshielded springs next to the wheel is just messy. Yeah, it's interesting how Opsum's man, I guess, and again, I don't know if this is going to be the final design, but it seemed to him like you could adjust the shocks, but you had to take the cover off, the cover where the system board is. You had to take the cover off to do it. That doesn't sound well thought out. Or maybe you're not supposed to adjust the shocks. I don't know, but that was one of his discoveries. Green Wave, Marty, show off, and Marty, that's just Marty. That's what Marty does. So Marty says, okay, this is kind of what George said, but George double checked his pressure and because George weighs close to me. George said the pressure in his shock was 240, and like I said, I went right to 300. But Marty says keep 300 psi, turn the rebound knob fully clockwise. I have done that, and then back it off a couple of notches. Pogo stick effect should be gone. Okay. That's yeah. George said basically the same thing. Turn it all the way to the right, and then a half a turn back. So I will try that. And report back how it is. George wanted the street tire. You got the wheel from Leem. Oh, okay, cool. Dale says Marty gets free Begode wheels without even having to cover up a fire. I know, right? All right, Marty.
Marty says stuff doesn't need the Falcon like he doesn't need all the other stuff that he isn't continuously buying. Basically, he's insinuating that I don't need anything that I buy. And I don't really have a rebuttal for that, Marty. I kind of agree.
PJ, we're disappointed. Was hoping to see you eating Cheetos while drinking our Cayman Jack. I've eaten on live streams before. It's not very polite. It doesn't sound pleasing to listeners to hear me chewing. So I've tried to avoid doing that. But just trust me, PJ. I like them. It's good. Good stuff. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna even ask you how you found my address. I'm not gonna even ask because I don't care. Dale, in regards to Begode, since you've been cheating on them with veteran, who knows? They can send me another wheel if they want to bribe me for another year. LOL. That's the spirit, Dale. Green Wave. Is it true that Leaper Kim is trying to combat the Falcon by coming out with a smaller suspension wheel called the Owl? Well, I have not heard that. I don't know. Maybe Marty has heard that. I have not heard that. Marty says, Shibby beats the hell out of his wheels. I do blame him for not maintaining the wheel. He will admit to you that he's not mechanically inclined. Don't blame the wheel. I'm not blaming the wheel, but I'm just saying it's a bad visual. Just like you saying that the GT Pro had no waterproofing and they have sloppy QC. It's a bad visual. Does it mean that the wheel is bad? No, not necessarily. But just having that out there is now going to put that in people's heads that, oh yeah, the links doesn't hold up, basically. But yeah, he beats the shit out of his wheels. My God, he beats the shit out of them. It's crazy. I wonder how many S22 repairs he had to do, or how many S22s he went through with all the stuff he was doing on them. Devo, feral camels are a myth, just like the female orgasm. Really? Well, I don't know. That second thing, I can confirm that is a thing. I have experienced it. Kurt Flirt 2, veteran has been having trouble with Link's quality care. What does that mean? QC? Quality control, you mean? Well, they've had some issues. Larry Zarkov just got his veteran patent back. He sent it to eWheels. Marty was involved in this as well. Larry went and rode with Marty they went to take pictures of the patent and the links together for some reason. And I guess it was making a weird noise. Like, he did some off-road riding as well, but it was making some weird noises. And Larry sent it into eWheels. I guess that the initial thing that Marty thought was maybe the motor bolts were loose or something, the way it was behaving. But basically what eWheels did, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, Marty or Larry, is they replaced the system board, right? They replaced the system board, which seemed odd, and they said the bolts were tight already. What was the other thing they did? I thought there was another thing they did that I'm forgetting. But anyways, it wasn't what I expected. I actually haven't. Larry just got the wheel back today, so I haven't heard if it's okay now. I assume it is. Dale says, my Lynx has been amazing. Nearly 5,000 kilometers on it now and still going strong. Only issue I had was the power button, as it's batch 1. So did you get a new screen or whatever, or if you sell the button separately? I don't know. I don't know if the button's part of the control panel up top. But did you get a new one, Dale? Kurt Flirt 2, yeah, to adjust the shocks, they make you work with the Falcon. Well, that's a really dumb design then. I mean, expecting your customers to have to pop the cover off the system board to adjust the shocks, that's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. Marty, here's Marty dropping his little tidbits. New exciting race wheel from Bagode in the works. Oh, wait, hold on. We got to use the announcer voice for Marty.
New exciting race wheel from Bagode in the works. I've seen the specs and napkin drawings from Bagode. What? Napkin drawings? Really? From Bagode. Can't say anything more. So that's not the Blitz. I thought the Bagode Blitz is something else.
Did they send you pictures of the napkins, Marty? Napkin drawings. God. Green Wave. How do we get Tommy, Vibes, Roger, and Dawn to join the stream? Do you people have them on Facebook? I generally don't. I mean, they just kind of show up organically. I don't usually try to recruit them. That being said, this is This is PEV Livestream 98. I do have PEV Livestream 100 coming up soon, right? So it would be good to have some formal guests for that. So maybe we'll reach out whenever that happens. But otherwise, yeah, people just kind of show up, you know. But like I said, like when Dawn shows up, then all kinds of hijinks happen, and I wind up live streaming for 5 hours and going to bed at 3 a.m. So I'd rather not do that tonight. Simon, Electric Unicycles is teasing us. Marty loves to do that. I don't know what that says, Marty, about you, but you love to do that. Marty says, I think the Lynx can survive any bad vibes from Shibby. It's clear the Lynx is the wheel of 2024. Like I Marty, don't throw out a shoulder as you pat yourself in the back. Like I said in my best four wheels video, I saw Ronan posted a video that he did a video comparing the ET Max and the Lynx, picking his favorite, and he picked the ET Max. But with the caveat that if you're doing more than just high speed, hard surface riding, that the Lynx is going to probably be a better choice for you because it's more versatile, more well-rounded, lighter, still very powerful. Not doesn't have the same power specs as a ET Max, but still very powerful. Plenty fast enough for the overwhelming majority of riders. So, yeah, I think sales numbers. I mentioned it. Maybe I just mentioned it to Ronan, just talking to Ronan, but I'm sure that the Lynx sales numbers are here and the ET Max is way down here. I bet the Lynx is outselling the ET Max by leaps and bounds. I have no doubt about that. Even though the Lynx is too much money, if you ask me. Larry, in regards to his patent, eWheels said the system board was NG, no good, and replaced. Then they told me it was the motor hangers. All right, well, the motor hangers, I think that's one of the parts that broke in Shibby's video, I believe. So they did the system board and the motor hangers. Okay. And you haven't told me officially, Larry, is it better now? Have you tried it or have you not tried it? Dale is getting a new screen for his Lynx for the sticky buttons. Okay, good. Green Wave to Marty. Sherm was the wheel of 2021? Then the EXN killed it in every major race. Would you rethink Lynx for wheel of the year if new Begode race wheel smokes it? I can give you my answer because the majority of people are not racers. They're not racers. That doesn't. You're talking to a very small percentage of the EUC community when you're focusing on that. And to me, no. I don't think it will, but I don't know. Who knows? Marty's seen the napkin drawings, so. Marty's feedback on eWheels working on the patent. They changed the system board, which had no effect. It was related to the bolts. Whoever they had working on the wheel is a C player. Oh, wow. Marty, talking trash about eWheels technicians? Come on, Marty. Well, as long as it's fixed. Larry says, here's what's weird. If they replaced the board, I'd love to know why all my settings were preserved. Yeah, that is kind of weird, right? Also, I sent it in with 490 miles and it came back showing 1,900 miles. What? Okay. Huh. So your settings were the same, but the mileage was different. That's hard to explain. I don't have an explanation for that. Oh, boy. Okay, so Marty says it's not the Blitz. This wheel that he's talking about, it's not the Blitz. It's literally a picture of a napkin seeking feedback from me. Oh no. So Marty, you're going to be the new awesome Chance Hines. We're going to have Marty Backey wheels. You're going to have like your own wheel. You know, like Chance's wheel was the extreme. Awesome, the Falcon, I guess. You know, she was the one that they were reaching out to for feedback. So you know, I would say the Falcon's kind of Opsum's wheel. So this new napkin drawing wheel is going to be the Marty wheel. Is that true? Is that what you're trying to say, Marty? Well, that's very exciting. Congratulations. Larry says the wheel seems to ride fine, but I'd like to know why. If they disconnected the battery to do anything, my settings are there and mileage more than tripled. Well, I think you can. I think you can disconnect the battery for a period of time, and it will remain. It will keep your settings, the main battery. So I believe that there is a small battery that is on the system board itself that maintains those things. It doesn't rely on the main battery pack for that, I think. So that would explain the settings. That would not explain why the mileage changed. That's weird. Ronan, hey, what's up, man? I was just talking about you, Ronan. Did you hear? 937, you might have heard me. I was talking about your ET Max versus Lynx video. Ronan gave Sean the box for the GT Pro, which was supposedly going to get shipped to me at some point. I still have not heard any shipping information on that. And I shipped the ET Max. Jason sent me the label, and the label was for it to go back to eWheels. I boxed it up. I slapped the label on it, sent it off to eWheels, dropped it off to FedEx on my way to work one morning last week or the week before. And then late in that morning, I get an email from Jason saying, "Hey, can we put a different label on that? I want that wheel to go to Chooch instead." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I already dropped it off at FedEx. It's already in the FedEx system. So I assume that the wheel went to FedEx or went to eWheels in Arizona, and then they are supposed to ship it to Chooch, I think. So yeah." Larry's going to email eWheels later tonight. The whole thing is weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious what they say. Let me know. Dale, good looking. Hold of Tommy on Facebook. Yeah, it's impossible to get a hold of Tommy on Facebook. The best place to get a hold of Tommy is probably Instagram. If you DM him, I sent him my spare KingSong S22 Pro motor. I sent it to him. I asked him to email me his address, which he did. And then once I shipped it, I tried to send him an email. My hair looks effed up. I need Marty to do my hair for me. I sent him an email back giving him the tracking information. That email bounced back to me. It said that this user's iCloud email account is totally full and cannot receive messages. So he must have God knows how many messages in his iCloud email address that he mustn't delete them. And he can't receive messages. So yeah, I think I tried to text him too, and it wasn't fruitful at all. Like the best response I've got is reaching out on Instagram. Facebook, yeah, he doesn't pay attention to that either. He's a busy man. Marty says to Larry, if they change the control board, there goes your mileage. If it's triple the mileage, they installed a used board. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If the mileage is different, it has to be a different board, right? I mean, if it was a pull from a known good, if it was a known good system board that they pulled from another wheel, okay, I guess. But they probably should let the customer know that, I guess. All right, 2 Cayman Jacks down. Elsa's passed out on the floor behind me. How many do I want to do tonight? I don't know. So I was thinking about doing 420 tonight. Make it a 420 night. I went to the dispensary today to reload on some things. I've been trying to do that instead of taking Unisom at night to sleep. Seems to work. I'm knocked out more by Unisom. Like I will be out like a rock normally with Unisom. As my sleep is not quite as sound with edibles, but it's tolerable. And edibles in general, I think, have more benefits for you, or I don't know. So I've been trying to do that. Devo says to Ronan, "Hey Ronan, I loved your last honest video. You're one main reason why I got the Commander Pro. Cool. Now Ronan's cool. I like Ronan. Larry talking about the system board to Marty. I know. I'll try to get to the bottom of it. Very strange, and I think we agree. My original board was fine. So now your original board will probably get used in another patent repair." Greenway says, Lynx outselling ET Max makes sense. Lynx is like a Corvette. ET Max is like a GT40. Yeah, but I think, I don't think it's just outselling it. I bet it's crushing it. But it'd be very interesting to hear like the E-Wheels numbers on how many Lynxes they're selling versus ET Maxes. George says, why is it that only Librakim is using fast-A suspension? Will the F-22 be hydraulic? Well, no, the F-22, at least what they've shown, uses a fast-A suspension as well. It is fast-A's. But there's four, on the F-22, the suspension is around the outside, the four corners. From what we talked about this in the last live stream, from what we've seen, only two of those four spots have an active shock absorber on it. I think the other two spots are just sliders, basically. They just slide up and down. But on opposing corners are the fast-A shocks. So it's only, from what I can tell, and what someone else mentioned, is it looks like the F-22 suspension is actually only two fast-A shock absorbers, but they are on opposite corners as opposed to be center-mounted, like the veteran wheels. Be interesting to see if it's any good. I don't know. Larry says regarding the Lynx, the thing is a tank. Oh wait, I didn't open my Cayman Jack. That's an oversight. The thing is a tank built to last. I had a bad wobble wipeout, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Larry did crash on his Lynx. Had a bad wobble wipeout, and while I was pretty damaged, the Lynx wasn't even scratched. Yeah, they are built to take abuse, for sure. That design. Dale repeating what I said. F-22 is fast-Ace. Yes. Larry says, I should have been built by Librakim. Yeah, you and me both, dude. Oh, my God. I played, this weekend I played pickleball Saturday and Sunday. Played a couple hours Saturday. Played close to 4 hours on Sunday. And it was hot, man. It was hot and humid. I just love playing, man, but it's tough. It beats me up. I mean, I always take Advil before I play, both pickleball and volleyball. My volleyball sessions beat me up more than pickleball because I'm playing pickleball right now. I'm playing pickleball right now. It's been 5 times a week. I've been playing pickleball. I play sand volleyball once a week, and that's enough. And I'm having a hard time. I'm not really giving my body much time to recover. And at 56 years old, you kind of need that. And I'm not really giving my body much time to recover. And in my downtime, I'm going to the gym, doing weight training, and I'm doing yoga. Like tomorrow is Tuesday, I'll be doing a yoga class tomorrow. So yeah, I wouldn't mind being built by Librakim either. My biggest issue is my knees. My knees are so fucked up. Excuse my swearing, but they are not good. Marty says most people are not racers, like Duff just said. That's right. Those people get a lot of attention because it's cool what they do, but they're not. They don't represent the majority of the community for sure. Not even close. Kurt Flirt again chiming in that the F-22 is fast-Ace. Yep. Larry says the wheel ended up with some guy in San Francisco whom I've never heard of. What wheel? The Patton? The Patton got fixed in San Francisco? Not in Arizona? I don't know. Maybe I missed the detail there. I'm not sure. He returned it to me. Green Wave making jokes about Marty's napkin wheel. So, Marty, can you tell us the name of the wheel? Or is that too much? You can't tell us the name? Got to give us a little bit more than it was on a napkin. Kurt Flirt 2 to George. Originally, though, Veteran at the time seemed to be the only EUC company that had a relationship with the makers of Fast-Ace. That's kind of what I thought. I thought it was like an exclusive partnership. I don't know. But all I can tell you is my Veteran wheels with Fast-Ace suspension are my favorite suspension wheels as far as the way they feel. I actually used my patent today. It was involved in my Tesla window tinting project. I dropped off the car this morning. I had my patent in the trunk. I dropped it off, put my gear on. I rode back to my house, which was probably, I don't know, 6-7 miles away. Oh, and one thing, when I was pissed, like I hopped on the patent and I lean into it. I'm hauling ass. I look down at the speedometer. I'm doing 31, 32 miles an hour. And I look at the battery indicator. I got 1 bar of battery. I'm like, shit, did I not? Obviously, I forgot to recharge it. I think the last time I ran the patent was, when was it? Was it, I'm not sure if it was when George and Enrique was over when we did the swamp. Maybe that was it. But anyways, I had 1 bar of battery. So I'm like, oh, shit, well, I can't be going 30 miles an hour, 1 bar of battery. And when I got home, I had long range mode on, thankfully. I already had it on. When I got home, I had 0 bars of battery. But I kept and it never beeped. But I kept my speed around 20 or so. Never beeped, which was kind of awesome. But it obviously took me longer to get home. And I threw it in the Roger Charger, and Roger Charger brought it right back up, no problem. But then I rode it from my house back to the window tint place. It was funny. The window tint place closed at 5, and I didn't have my phone in front of me. I walked out in front of my phone at 4:30. I'm like, I wonder if they're going to call me and tell me when it's done. There was a missed call like a minute prior to that. It was like 4:30. But there's no voicemail. I'm like, oh, what the hell? So I call him back and I say, hey, I saw you called. I missed your call. Oh, yeah, your car's done. I'm like, oh, shit. But we close at 5. I'm like, okay, well, I'll haul ass. And I literally said, I'll haul ass and I'll get there. So I quick slapped on my gear and hopped in the patent and hauled ass there. I made it with 4 minutes to spare. And I was doing probably 35 miles an hour most of the way. And the patent felt fine. I'm not sure how I got on that tangent, but there you go. Marty says the tech can read your wheel settings to restore after installing a new board, but they can't set the mileage. Just like a dealer can't change your car mileage. Settings are in flash memory. Okay. Good information, Marty. Thank you. Larry says, not to get in the weeds, but I did a firmware update several months back that zeroed out everything. I wouldn't be surprised if the actual total mileage was 1,900, but it showed 490 when I sent it. Huh, okay. Well, again, to be continued once you hear back from eWheels, I guess. And Larry, Marty repeating that he thinks that he installed a used board in your wheel. Yeah, I think that's, from what you're describing, it kind of sounds likely. PJ Wares, your address, question mark. Believe me, it was nothing nefarious or weird. It was far from rocket science. Besides, you now have mine for any needed revenge. I don't care. I don't care. Like people have said to me in the past, like, oh man, you don't really try to like hide your address, or like when I film my Tesla videos, like I don't try to hide my license plate. I don't give a shit. Well, go ahead. If you want to try to do something, go ahead. I have more important things to worry about. So no, I'm just kidding. I don't care. I just thought it was funny. Marty says, I don't think they're obligated to use new parts for old warranty service. C players. I see. Larry's saying it's fine, but he would like that. He would like to know exactly what was done. That's a reasonable request, Larry. Kurt Flirt, how come you got the V4? Did you see the picture of what I'm actually eventually going to have? I still have it here. I got the V4 with the fully kitted out version. I'll be getting all those pads for the V4. I'll be getting those pedals, and I will be getting the V13 kit, which is what Flip has, EUC Chronicles has on his V13. I'm getting that as well. Chris threw that in as well for me. So that's why I thought it was a really good deal. I thought it might be a good wheel for me. It's not a 100-pound wheel. It's more manageable, and I never had a master. So we'll see. We'll see what I think. I'll put it through the ringer. I'll treat it like it's a demo wheel. I'll do all those kind of tests on it, and we'll see what I think. But I mean, spec-wise, it's really good. It has an EX30 control board. It has a 2,400 watt-hour battery with 50 S cells. Has the updated linkage. The shock I still need to tweak it. According to Marty, I need to. He says I should keep 300 psi. I'm going to probably drop a little bit out of it because I like a softer feel. And then adjust the rebound setting as well. So I'll be doing some testing on that. You guys. I guess I should turn it on so you know that it actually works, right? Let's see. There we go. Headlights on, it works. And it's another wheel I can charge with my Roger charger. As the Master, it's a 134 volt wheel, like the EX30. Talking again about Larry's repair to his patent. I wouldn't be happy if a used board with 1,900 miles on it. Who knows how hard that board was used for 1,900 miles. I prefer working on my own wheels for this reason. Okay. I don't know if it would bug me or not. I mean, if everything works fine, I don't know that I would care. But that's just me. ET Max is selling though. Map pricing disappeared. Well, I thought the whole deal with the cheap T4 Pros and the V4 Master was the map pricing, right? But that was only for a very short period of time. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Marty says Underground sold at least 50. Okay. Well, I mean, like, how many Lynxes do you think eWheels has sold? Hundreds, if not, I don't know. Do you think they sold more than 1,000 Lynxes, Marty? I don't know. I'm not sure what a realistic number would be. Ronan says he agrees the Lynx is clearly outselling the ET Max. It's often on back order at eWheels while the ET Max is still available. Yeah, there's a number that's one thing that we've gotten away from with a lot of wheels nowadays. Is remember when it seemed like almost any wheel you wanted to get, like you had to wait 2 or 3 months for? I mean, that it was that way for a long time. And that is not the case for a lot of wheels. I know you can get a V14 basically without waiting. You can get an ET Max without waiting. There's a number of wheels on eWheels that you can get without waiting. They're in stock. So, I mean, I guess that's good, right? Ronan said map didn't last long. Yeah, how long did it last? Marty, this cracks me up when you do this. Keep your hair growing for at least another 2 months. You'll look younger and attract the women. Marty, I look young enough. Especially when I shave. Like I haven't shaved for a few days because I wasn't at work today. I'll shave tomorrow. No one guesses my age, Marty. No one. No one. Do you think people guess your age, Marty? Because you're how old are you, Marty? 61 or 62? I don't know. Do you think people guess your age? And if they don't, do you attribute it to your hair? I'm curious. I mean, my hair is long. I mean, this is actually I just got a haircut last week, so it's not that long. But compared to how it used to be, I mean, Marty, you know how my hair was for years. I would take a clipper with an 8-inch guard, 1/8-inch guard on it, and I would just fucking buzz my head, and I would be a skinhead basically. So this is progress. I would never want to have hair like yours, Marty. It's just that looks like way too much work. I'd be wearing a lot of baseball hats if I had hair like you. Green Wave. I saw some people playing the pickleball today. They were really whapping that ball around. Didn't seem like they were having fun, though. They were very intent on whapping the ball. It's like anything. You have people that take it more seriously and less seriously. But for the most part, overwhelmingly, people that I play with have been nice. There's a few assholes, but that is definitely few and far between. Yeah, like over the weekend, played with a bunch of different people. You just kind of say, "Hey, do you want to play?" And they say, "Yep," and you play. It's great, and it's cool. Like, I think I might have talked on a live stream before. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was a video where I played multiple times actually with this guy that's 80 years old. He's 80, and he's good. He's good. We're undefeated. Like, I've probably played 5 or 6 games with him. We've never lost. So I think it's awesome that someone that age can still, be a good player. And it's not saying, and that doesn't mean, that's not talking negatively about pickleball. It's the kind of game where if you have certain skills, you can continue to be effective even when you're older. So I don't know, Marty. Once you stop being able to ride wheels, maybe you want to pick up pickleball. I don't know. You're getting to the age. Larry, okay, so the patent was repaired by some guy in San Francisco. Really? Okay, so I didn't know that. I thought eWheels just had the Arizona facility. I didn't know that they had someone in San Francisco that fixed the wheels. Marty said too much already. Yeah, I guess. Duff, you didn't know that eWheels farms out repairs to local fixtures based on where the wheel owner lives. Well, I know that there's at least one, if not 2, in New York City that they farm out to. I do know that. I did not know that they had some in California. No, I didn't know that, Marty. Actually, the only ones I knew about were in New York City. Greenway says, also, we are all racers. None of us ride EUCs because they are slow. Nobody rides a wheel because it's slower and less nimble than others. Yes and no, I guess. I mean, there's a big difference between someone that wants to ride a wheel, in the 30s and have a nice big overhead as compared to someone that wants to ride the wheels on the beeps, carefully washing their PWM so the wheel doesn't cut out. There's a big difference there, Greenwave. So I'm definitely the former of those 2 categories. I do not need to go 50 miles an hour plus on a wheel. And I actually find that not enjoyable. That is not enjoyable to me to go that fast. Turbinator, I'm no EUC suspension. I'm going to fill in the blank expert. However, that F22 suspension seems gimmicky. My initial feedback on that was it seemed like it had a lot of opportunities for binding, right? If you have 2 points to slide on versus 4 points, you're adding additional Z axis where you have to be aligned. Like if something isn't matched up between those 2 opposite fast A shocks that are in the corners, that it could be wonky. I don't know. We haven't seen it in person, so I don't know. I know the feedback that that one guy that got to ride it for a little bit. His video, he posted a video last week, I think. Some dealer. He seemed to say that it felt good, but I mean, it needs a lot of testing for sure. I don't understand. I'm curious what they think the benefit is of that. That being said, it's better than the frickin' slider/roller system that all the other KingSong suspension wheels use. Well, except the S18, but the S22, the S16, the S19, they all use that frickin' channel with rollers on it, which it's not a good solution. It's not good. So at least they're getting away from that. That being said, I don't know how good this four corner solution is going to be. We'll find out. The Terminator said that twice somehow. Devo says, when it comes to KingSong, I don't really care what specs they put up. I just want to see how it performs in real life situations. Well, I mean, what's the voltage on that again? It's 100. Is it 152 like the Lynx? I think it is, right? I mean, it clearly seems like a Lynx knockoff. But I mean, to me, unless it has amazing performance advantages, they're going to need to sell that thing for less than a Lynx, to get people to try it. Because if you have something that is a good package, why would you want to go pay the same money for something from another manufacturer that you don't quite know how it's going to perform? So I don't know. Devo, I know where Duff lives too, but I hire an alligator with a GPS to follow him home. Cost me 2 chickens and a small mammal of the alligator's choice. It's okay. Lots of people know where I live now, except Marty, because Marty doesn't want to come to Florida because he'd rather go to Poland for some reason. All right, Larry's going to teach his class. Take it easy, buddy. That really is a sweet deal in the V4. All those extras are worth money, money, money. Yeah, like if you look here, Marty, I mean, the way Chris pitches this, he says that it includes $700 of accessories. When you add up his pad system and the pedals, and then in my case, throw in the V13 setup. To me, it's a lot of value for the money, and it's been a long time since I bought an EUC where I thought that I was getting a lot for my money. My thought process for a long time has been, this is too freaking expensive for almost every wheel that I've bought in the last 2 years. So, hey, Roger, look what I bought, Roger. Although you probably just saw it, a fully loaded Begode Master V450S. I know you are a longtime Master lover, so hopefully you approve of my purchase, Roger. I might hit you up for some tech tips, maybe. We'll see. There we go. It's okay, Roger. It's okay to be late. Dale says the Lynx is usually sold out in Australia by the time they arrive. Yeah. Marty says that he's sure that the ET Max is being outsold by the Lynx. He's just saying that the ET Max is selling decently. I don't know. Is that decent? Is 50 ET Maxes decent selling? I don't know. Turbinator says, speaking of Lynx sales, have there ever been any estimates done on the amount of active riders there are in the U.S.? I seem to think the numbers are really not that high. I don't know. I'm not sure. If there is, I don't know, and I'm not quite sure how you would get those numbers. Marty, you look old. Just say, what? Marty. Oh my God, dude. Well, it's a good thing that I'm not trying to make you my boyfriend, Marty, since I'm so old. So, Marty, if someone stood you next to me, who do you think would say looks older? Oh, Marty. Oh, Marty, you shouldn't mess with me, man. Let's see. Where is this? I pulled this screenshot here. I was going to use. You're going to hate this, Marty. I'm going to use this in a video at some point. All right, Marty, you ready? Here you go. I don't have any pictures of me that look like that, Marty. Careful who you say is looking old, Marty. Yeah, I grabbed that off of, I don't know what video that was, but yeah, I grabbed that off of some video. George says, I thought Duff was my age. Yeah, no, people typically think I'm in my 40s. That's usually what I will get from somebody. That's okay, Marty. It's all right. If you saying that you thinking that, are you saying that I look old makes you feel better, that's all that matters, right? Devo, so does anyone have firsthand experience with the lower pedals and the links? Well, Larry does, because Marty helped them put them on. Does it make more stable at high speed? Shush says it does. Yeah, sure. That's pretty much universal. When you lower the pedals, a wheel feels more stable. That is pretty much the case on all wheels. So yeah, it does. It just reduces your clearance. And depending on your riding environment, it may or may not matter. Marty says, regarding e-wheels, they have fixtures in San Diego, Los Angeles, San Fran, and many other states. I believe very little is done in Arizona, but not totally sure on this last statement. Okay. Again, no, I did not know that. Kurt Flirt, 100. Okay, that is right. Okay. 176 on the F22. That's right. So that was one of the things that was above and beyond, that the F22 is actually higher voltage than the ET Max. So, but in theory, it should be better, right? But in reality, we will see. Roger has been shipping 176 volt capable chargers. It's nice having friends in good places. Roger, does that mean my Roger Charger SC, does that go to 176? I don't know. I don't remember, Roger. I know it'll do 168, but does it do 176? Okay, Dale saying F22 is 176. Yep. George says Marty should come to Florida. The humidity is great for riding him. You know what? You know why I think Marty does not want to come to Florida? His hair. I think it might mess up his hair, actually. It might get all frizzy and shit. So I think that might be the real reason Marty is hesitant to come to Florida. That's just the theory. Roger, if you want to buy links, my e-wheels code is better than Marty's. I have a code too, Roger. You know, you can use my code as well. If you guys haven't noticed, in all my videos, all my PEV videos, at least, there is an affiliate code for e-wheels that doesn't get used very much because I never talk about it. Roger, I got the C38. If you look at the specs here, this is from Clark Pads. It's the V4 with the C38 motor, 50 S cells, 2,400 watt hours. You can ask for the C40 high torque, I guess, but mine is supposed to be the C38. But also, I looking at this picture, I thought that mine was going to be a street tire and have the blue rim like an EX30, but it does not. It's a normal metal colored rim, and it has the knobby, so that's okay. Green Wave says, George, I think it's clear by tonight that Marty only does Marty, and that this includes Florida. Yes. Marty does Marty, that's for sure. Kurt Flirt says, I'm wondering why KingSong chose that particular voltage. 176.4 just seems a bit strange. Why not just go to 180 or something? Well, it all depends on how the math works out with cells in the pack, right? Like certain voltages will not work with certain cell configurations. So that's why, like, you can't have a 3,600 watt hour battery pack with a 168 volt wheel. It just, the math doesn't work. Marty says 50 ET Maxes from one underground dealer seems decent to me, but what do I know? I don't know. Like I said, I don't have enough data to make a good assumption on that. Diva says Marty gets carded when he buys lottery tickets. I highly doubt that. Dale, shots fired, Marty. Marty could pass for your dad. Yeah. Okay, Duff, you win. Yeah, I win. I always win, Marty. Sooner or later, I always win. I'm very determined. Devo, I don't trust KingSong specs. I don't trust a lot of stuff about KingSong, really. Ever since the S22 or S20, they've had a lot of stumbles, I would say. But hopefully the F22 is a good wheel. Hopefully it's not $4,000 like everything else. Ronan, Marty and Duff are such a good EC pair. Marty, do you know that I'm coming out in July? Tentatively, do you know that? If not, now you do. So we can hang out. I mean, even though I'm not moving to California, I do want to, I'd like to sleep over at your place at least. I'm sure Lupe would be fine with that. Devo won't have a real opinion about the F22 until Ronan does a review on it. There you go, Ronan. That's a nice compliment. Yeah, Larry told me that you had that lowering kit as well on your links, Marty, for the pedals from E-Rides. Yep, cool. Unlike you, I pay for my stuff from E-Rides. I know you get your stuff for free, but I pay for it. I don't ask for the handout, and you probably don't either. But I don't. I just pay for it. They'll save some money and buy from Next Gen Mobility using my code. What, from an Australian dealer? Sure. Yeah, why not? Ronan says the F22 looks nice. Yeah, it's so early though. Who knows, man? Yeah, Devo talking again about the pedal lowering kit for the links. Like I said, it's universal usually. Lower pedals means higher stability normally. Roger says, my charger can only do 170 volts. Oh, Roger, I'm effed. It's okay. If need be, I'll buy another one, Roger. It's fine. George Bourbon, Duff, there's a steal of a deal on C38 rims from Alien Rides under deals tab. $100 for replacement rims. What? What do you mean? Oh, look, I could get a blue rim. Hold on. I got a steal of a deal on kickstand for my V13. $15 shipped. One of my subscribers turned me on to it. I didn't know this. Their deals tab. Deals. Okay, looking. I guess you guys can look with me. All right. Deals. $3,000 V13. $1,500 V12. Commander Mini sold out. $950 A2. Where are these rims at? Okay, that's a supercharger adapter. Dude, I don't see the rim. Oh, okay, second page. Let's look at this. A master battery. That must be with the old ones. Master seat. EXN outer shell. V13 parts. Accardo Pack Talk. $399. What? That sounds expensive for that. These are odd things. T4 taillight assembly. Okay, here's rims. Michelin Street Pilot 2 tire. $75. Is that a good price? So a C30 rim. Well, yeah, I don't. Okay, I thought it was going to be like the blue rim. That that would kind of interest me, but no. Otherwise, no. I'm good. I'm not going to do things that bend rims typically. Marty says, if I come to Florida, I would embarrass Duff because he would what? I would embarrass Duff because he wouldn't probably be able to keep up with all my riding. I care about Duff, thus I don't go. That's a bunch of crap, Marty. It's a bunch of crap. But whatever. I kept up with Dawn. I fulfilled Dawn's riding needs, and she has a lot of needs. I fulfilled them. So if I can do it for Dawn, I can do it for you, Marty. I'm confident. Greenway says, at this point, we need to see two things from Marty. If he wants to be considered an EUC big timer, replies to the chats, and him going over 20 miles an hour in a video he posts. All right, well, I have to defend Marty. I know he goes faster than that now. He used to not go that fast, but now he goes faster than that now. He's up into the 30s more consistently for sure. Let's throw in a voice mod here.
Marty says battery packs have to be evenly divided by 4.2 volts, which is the value of an individual cell. Thus, 180 volts doesn't work.
Dale says, next gen is American. You need my e-rider's code for Australia. Okay, gotcha. Oh, so Roger said the blue rim is a C40. Okay. Yeah, because like on the, it said here that there was, where? Somewhere I saw that a C40 was an option. Okay, yeah. Can be configured with the C40 high torque motor. Gotcha. But I don't need that, right? But the V4 Roger, it does have the EX30 system board, right? Is that, I haven't opened mine obviously, but I believe that's the case, right? It has the EX30 system board, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh, Marty. Okay.
Well, Marty, I do know that you are coming in July, but I have a life.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean that your July is booked, Marty? Like you check your calendar and every day in July has an X on it. You're booked out. Your July is full. That's fine, Marty. Whatever. No pressure. Whatever. I will definitely find ways to be entertained when I'm out there, whether it involves you or not. That I'd like to sleep over. But if not, I understand. It's fine. Marty, next gen mobility is in California. Well, thank you to Marty. I did not know that. Maybe I did. Isn't that James Van Crofton's deal? Next gen mobility. Am I right? If I am right, that's amazing. Roger says the C38 might be a bit more efficient. Okay. It'll be, yeah. Regardless, it'll be good for me. It'll be good. Roger is staying in Marty's guest room all of July. I would guess that Marty doesn't have a guest room. That's just a guess. I don't know. I don't know that Marty likes guests. But Marty, I've told you before, I'd be okay living in the. I could sleep in the workshop. I'm fine doing that. I would sleep in the workshop. I would just clear out a little space, like put maybe like an inflatable mattress on the floor of the workshop. And yeah, in July it wouldn't be too cold, right? It'd be fine. So yeah, I'll just sleep in the workshop. How's that? And then Roger can be in the guest room if you have one. We'd have a great time. George says to Roger, okay, so yeah, I basically have the same wheel that George has. George down here in Florida. But I'm going to have the Clark system on mine. But yeah, George loves his Master V4. He loves it. And George has is very efficient. I've been getting great range. Good. Like what would you say great range is, George? Like what? I don't know if you've ever done an official range test, but like how much range do you think you can get out of your V4? Greenwave says, this guy Marty is too much. Glad to see Roger is still in touch with the real world. Oh, Marty. Don't forget, Marty, don't you... What was our bet that we had? Like, you owe me an IPA if we... if your official... since you decide to proclaim the best wheels of 2024 in March, and I said that there's a good chance that there'll be another wheel that comes out that might be one of the best wheels of 2024. If I'm right, you're going to buy me an IPA, right? Because there's a chance I'll come out there in December as well. There's a chance. I don't know. Who knows what my life will be at that point? Who knows? I do know I won't be coming out there with a certain blonde woman that I came out there the last 2 times with. I do know that. But yeah, who knows? But anyways, yeah, you're going to owe me an IPA, but you'll never admit you're wrong, so I probably will never get it. Roger, Marty has slave quarters. Ooh, I have no comment on that, Roger. I don't think Marty has a slave, does he? Marty, hey, I need to run and take care of something before the sun sets. Been fun, all in jest stuff. Love you. Yeah, same here, Marty. You know how much I love you. Just make sure I can live with you. That's all. Devo says the guest room is filled with Marty's EUCs. No, the workshop is filled with Marty's EUCs. I've seen that in person. And since I've last seen Marty's workshop, it's gotten more full. So I assume they're still all in there, but he has a lot of EUCs, 16 or 17. Greenwave says, I get it. Being a Cali EUC rider can get to your head. Do your best out there on the left coast. I don't know. That doesn't sound complimentary, Greenwave. That's okay. You know, because Dawn is a Cali EUC rider, and I know you're a big Dawn fan, so. Simon, Marty uses his guest room for filming his OnlyFans content, so it's kind of messy. Can you imagine if Marty had an OnlyFans site? The scary thing is if he had one, there'd be people that would actually pay for it. I pretty much guarantee it. I think Greenwave has some genuine resentment here against Marty. Oh, look at that. Marty had to leave and do... Wait, I should do this in a voice, actually, probably. Hold on.
Oh, look at that. Marty had to leave and do some stuff way more important than talk to people that have watched and commented on all of his videos for the past 4 years. Wow.
Well, to be accurate, it's been more than 4 years, Greenwave. Marty and I both started creating EUC content, and I've been doing YouTube content for a long time. Because Marty actually had been doing YouTube content for a while with his woodworking stuff as well. He has a dedicated woodworking channel. But I mean, I've been riding. Both of us have been riding EUCs for going on 8 years, and I was filming EUCs just when I started, and so was he. So it's more like 8 years, not 4 years. Just saying. George, in regards to range on his Master V4, he did 35 miles doing 30 to 40 miles an hour, ended with 40% battery. That is really good. That's good for a 2400 watt hour battery. So you have the 50S batteries in yours as well, George, right? I think all the V4s have that, I think. So good. I keep hiccuping, sorry. George, regarding the C30 rims that are on Alien rides, the C30 rims for $100 fit. The B-Goat, okay. The B-Goat MSX, MSP, RS, EXN. Okay, so that's what they fit. So it would not fit my Master, but I'm not worried about it. George, for 2400 watt hours, that's good, I think. Well, just like that, I think the Lynx does pretty good for 2700 watt hours. I think it does well. In my testing, the Lynx got more range than the ET Max, which has a 3000 watt hour battery pack. But the Lynx has the benefit of long range mode, which allows the battery pack to go down to a lower value than the Begode wheels. Green Wave. I'm still supporting Dawn and Roger and the Alien Rights crew. Well, I like all three of those people mentioned. Dawn, Roger, and Alien Rights. I know they're all good. And Marty. I support Marty. But it's funny. It's funny. Like when Marty drops these things, like where he says that he saw he says that he saw the designs for an upcoming Begode wheel on a napkin. He saw the drawing. Like what is the benefit of telling us that? What does that do for us? I mean, it lets us know it's in the works, right? But without details, I don't know. What does that do for us? I think not Roger. I think Marty just likes having that angle. I don't know. Makes him feel good. Green Wave. Also, my bass is more super bass than super alto. Yeah. I probably have a super bass voice in here, but I haven't gone through them. Dale, 8 years noobs. Yeah, I know, Dale. You've been riding longer. I know. Roger. To Green Wave. If you want to visit, you got to work things out with Marty. He's my friend, and I'll defend him. I like that adjective. I'll defend him vigorously. Yeah, Marty's my friend too. Yeah. Yeah, you can work it out, Green Wave. You can work it out. Dale did 55 miles on your links and still had 2 bars of battery left. Did you have it in long range mode? Curious. George asked Roger when you're coming to ride in Florida. I did either last live stream or 2 live streams ago, formal live streams, not my impromptu weird live streams that I do. I told Roger that if he wants to come, he's welcome. And Roger actually has a history in Florida, which I did not know about. So, I mean, going to come for, I don't know, several days, long weekend, whatever, Roger. I don't know what would work for you, but you're welcome to come. I would make it work. I would do my best to accommodate you. Dale talking about Marty tooting his own horn. Well, yeah, that's. I was trying to be polite and not say that. What? Oh wow, hold on. All right, Roger just made an interesting range claim there. I need to go relieve myself for 5 seconds. So just sit here and just enjoy looking at the wheel. Or wait, maybe you can just look at Elsa sleeping too. That's always fun. There we go. And you can look at my empty Cayman Jacks. Okay, Elsa, you're in camera. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous, honey. Okay, I'm back. Oh, but you're still looking at Elsa. Hold on. I gotta go up a little bit. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, it's nice. Today, I have a cleaning lady. Well, she has a crew, but I have a cleaning lady that comes once a month, and she came today, which is nice. That's one of the things it's one of the couple things I've done to streamline my existence when I moved here. Is I have a crew that does my grass and weed whack and all that kind of stuff, my outside maintenance, and I have a cleaning lady that comes once a month. Now, of course, I do, maintenance cleaning myself, but they come and they deep clean everything once a month, Just when you get to a certain point in life, it's like, hey, if you can swing it, why not? So that's what I've been doing for the last year. Okay, so Roger says I did 96 miles yesterday and had 51% battery left. Custom wheel. What custom wheel do you have that can do that, Roger? Because I'm not aware of any wheel that can do that. I mean, not even a Master Pro. This custom wheel, how big was the battery in this custom wheel? Curious. Green Wave says, do I look blurry or is that just my eyes? Maybe my eyes are blurry. I don't know. What time is it? 10:37? Green Wave to Roger. I support you defending Marty 100%. However, I've visited your state many times. Also, I'm up and coming on the scene here. Youth does youth. Greenwave, how old are you? I don't know. I don't really know much about you, Greenwave, other than you think that Dawn and I should be a couple. Youth does youth. Roger, I think you're a solid fellow. Thanks, friend. I think Roger is super generous. That's my feeling. I think Roger's super generous. I think he's very willing to help people. Even people he doesn't know, he's very willing to do that. So, yeah, you'll never hear me say a bad thing about Roger. Is that any better? No, not really. It's fine. Our Master Jim. Bzz, bzz, bzz. What? I'm not sure what was that. I don't know. PJ, oh, you've never seen that side of the room? That's the side of the room where Elsa's bed is. That's where I keep my EUCs. I have chargers mounted up underneath the bench. I have like shelving there that I use Velcro to suspend the chargers, and my 3D printers are on top of there as well. So, yeah, there's a lot going on over there. Green Wave. I know Marty's a great guy. I think we all know that it is good for him if we give him a hard time. Does not steel sharpen steel. I get it. Ed Boogie. Ed, I don't know. Have you been in a live stream before? I don't recall seeing your name in here before. That a master in the back. Yes, that is the wheel that I've been teasing on my channel that I bought that no one could guess what I was buying. I said, okay, hey, guess what new wheel I bought? And it's a Master. It's a Master V4. I bought it from Chris Clark Pads. And when it's done, it's going to look similar to this. It's going to have the Clark pedals. It's going to have the Clark fairing kit, Clark pads. Although I don't think I'm going to have bio pads. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get the bio pads, but yeah, it's going to look similar to this when it's all done. Has the 50S batteries, has the EX30 system board, supposedly. But yeah, that's what I bought. I thought it was a good deal. PJ Ware, feel free to share my address with Dawn. Perhaps one day I'll get a Christmas card with X's and O's. Perhaps, but don't hold your breath. I didn't get a Christmas card from Dawn this year. Did I send her one? I don't think I did. But I probably will going forward. I probably will send her a Christmas card. Okay. Just briefly checking my Facebook messages. All right. Our Master Jim. Oh, is the noise of your printer working away while you're out of the room? Yeah. I mentioned early in the stream that I sold one of my stands today, so I try to replace as I sell. I only stock like 2 or 3 stands at a time. So I started making another one right away because it takes forever. I think I talked in a previous stream, like the total 3D print time for just one of my stands adds up to 1938. Probably 45 hours of print time for one stand. Could I do it quicker? Yes. But I print it with a high amount of infill, a high amount of shells to make it strong with as heavy as wheels are nowadays. So it takes a long time, but it's fine. It's just a hobby. I'm definitely not trying to get rich off of it. Oh, Roger. You will find out about my ultra long range wheel when I publish my 16-hour challenge video. Yeah, that challenge kind of like it was announced, and I've heard very, very little about it. Like people that have actually been trying to do it. Evidently, you're one of the people, Roger. So when do you plan to publish this 16-hour challenge video? I'm very interested in how you did this. Ed Boogie, you've been on the live stream before. Nice wheel. I was considering this deal. Yeah, it was out of the blue. I did not plan it. If anything, I originally was talking about getting an ET Max. My trade that secured me a V13 kind of negated the need for an ET Max. Not that it needed a Master V4, but it kind of slides in a unique spot in my collection. You know, my mainstream wheels is a Sherman S, the Patton, the V13, and now a Master V4. It kind of slides in there. It's not really like any of those wheels. So that's kind of why I decided to do it. And you can also get a T4 Pro very inexpensively as well from Clark Pads. Let's see, what are they selling theirs for right now? A loaded T4 Pro, $1,800. $1,800 with the Clark kit on it. So there's a T4 Pro again. Oh, so I can see the colors here. Okay, so that's the light blue with Clark pedals, dark blue, pink. No thanks. The white. Let's see, which of those colors do I like the most? I don't know. I don't know that I'm crazy about it. Probably the dark blue, I guess. But with the safety green rim, it's kind of a weird combo. Definitely not the pink. But anyways, the point is you can get a pretty decked out T4 or V4 Master from Clark Pads. So it's kind of unique. I'm surprised that Tommy hasn't been in. Tommy must be working tonight. That's my guess. Also known as EUC Vibes. PJ Wares. Total cost of the new wheel with all the dressing? Oh, yeah. Well, here. I showed you. Price is there. The price is there. $2,500 with all that stuff. Now, I think Chris changed it. I think he's doing this with free shipping now. When I bought it, just full disclosure, I did not get free shipping. I paid, I don't know, $150 maybe for shipping. But I think he's doing it with free shipping now. I think. Don't quote me on it. But that's what it cost. Green Wave. Yeah, I'm on here busting it up for funsies. Is that also known as trolling Green Wave? I'm not really a youth. I'm almost 40. Well, it's kind of young compared to Marty and myself, I guess, right? I love the East Coast crew of Duff and Tommy vibes. West Coast of Dawn, Roger, and Marty. Yes. And the funny thing is all those people you mentioned were all kind of in a circle as well. I think we all consider each other friends. I think. I don't know. I mean, I would do favors for any of those people. George, is this the Vesk wheel that you've been working on? Yeah, I'm curious. I'm really curious because 90 some miles and 50% battery left. I mean, that sounds insane. I mean, you'd have to have a 6,000 watt hour pack, maybe. Green Wave, mentioning other people he likes. Chooch, Shibby, Adam. Oh, excuse me. I have to pack it in soon. Thank God I took a shower before I came on here. Wildcats like Opsum. It's a great time to ride EUC. Yeah, she's a Wildcat, all right. Roger says that this ultra range wheel is not a Vesk. Okay. Oh, so this is after you hurt your leg. You injured your leg, led me to cancel my attempt. I got 4 hours. So you did 96 miles in 4 hours? What? Interesting. Because a wheel that can get that kind of range is probably a big ass wheel. I'd imagine you could sit on it, right, Roger? I don't know. I'll wait for the video, Roger. I'll patiently wait. The video's still 12 days out. Why? Why is it 12 days out, man? Oh my God. The warranty is covered by Begode. I don't know. I haven't really. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm reading the warranty right now. Warranty is based on the discretion of Begode. Okay, yeah, so it sounds like if you want warranty replacement, you need to go right to Begode, which I wouldn't do. So, yeah, so it's weird. Like Chris isn't being like a conventional dealer. They're not fixing wheels. It says here for part replacement, installation will be responsibility of the customer. Clark Pads can help with referrals to qualified repair sites. So it's weird. Like, yeah, I'm not quite sure if Chris is trying to become a dealer. I don't know. I'm not sure what the angle is there. Green Wave. Let's not forget Zen Lee, Tig Rollins. I don't know who Tig Rollins is, to be honest. V, I know V. Miss Cushions. I don't know Miss Cushions either. Kelly Chameleon. I know her. The team cannot be stopped. YKTV. You know the vibes. Yes. Thanks. That's not bad. Oh, as far as the price of the V4, yeah, I thought it was good with all of that Clark gear. I thought it was good. If you don't need the Clark gear, you can get it for less than $2,000. Dale says Wildcat. Oh, we're referring to Opsum. You spelled whore so weird there. If you don't know Greenway, Dale is not a fan of Opsum. I mean, I don't find myself drawn to Opsum's content. I appreciate that she's trying to make the most of her assets, and she's doing a good job with it. She has 1 million some subscribers. I don't know how many she has now. I don't even want to look. But she's doing a good job of monetizing her assets for sure. And there's an expiration date on that for how long she can do it. So I guess while you can do it, you should do it. I guess if you're okay with it. Roger, waiting for the competition to end. Oh, for 12 days. I should be able to sit in a day or two. Wow, it's still that bad, dude. Really? So did you ever go to a doctor to see what was going on with your leg? Because I know that you went to Apple Valley with your K6. And I remember seeing a video where you laid down your K6 around a turn. And it sounded like it hurt. So I'm curious if you ever got like a professional medical opinion about your leg. And that being said, I would be willing to bet a lot of money that the answer is no. Which I can understand. I hate going to doctors. I avoid it like the plague. But I'm just curious if you did or not. Green Wave. No, Duff, I'm not trolling. I'm here to support the community. I know who all the players are. LMAO, it is what it is. I'll be around supporting the community. Yeah, no, that's good. No, it's all good, dude. I'm not busting your ass. I meant trolling in a funny way, not a bad way. Roger, emergency care shouldn't take 6 hours. Yeah, well, I talked about again on, I don't remember which live stream it was. I talked about my emergency room visit. That was about 3 hours. And the hospital bill for it was $10,300, I think, was a hospital bill. The portion of that I was responsible for after my insurance was still $1,300. So that's I could have bought a T4 Pro for that, right? So yeah. So I'm assuming, Roger, you didn't go. Is that what you're saying? You did not go to get your leg looked at. Because even though medical care in Florida is not good, I'm sure it's even worse in California, would be my guess, or more expensive, at least, for sure. Greenway sounds like he's heading out. Roger, I hope you're not out for too long with your leg. Catch all you OGs next time. Much love. Yeah, all good, man. Yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock, so I will probably be winding this down soon. Even though I was off work today, I do need to go to work tomorrow. Roger, so I'm assuming you saw, Roger, because I know you're a Tesla owner. You saw my new Tesla that I bought? A Performance Model Y. Have you ever had a Performance Model Tesla, Roger? I don't know. But I'll tell you, man, that thing is scary fast. Scary fast, man. It is so fast. I love it, but man, it is. Whew. I've never had a car that accelerates that hard, 0 to 50 or 0 to 60. Never. And I've had a lot of cars, a lot of performance cars. Roger. In regards to if he went to seek medical attention, Roger says, I did not go. I did look at it myself. It looked bad. Yeah. So it looked bad in what way? What, like bruised, or what? Like what did it look like, Roger? Because I don't. If you took a picture of it, I haven't seen it. PJ wears. I don't see what the big deal is with Opsum. Yeah, she's cute, but she doesn't do it for me. Just in general, like I don't get into that kind of content. Like when women are just blatantly titillating men, like just trying to, appeal to that aspect of a man, just to get someone to view to stare at their TNA. That doesn't work for me. But it works for a lot of people. It works for a lot of people. A lot of people are into that. So, but I'm just not one of them. And yeah, she is cute. But it's just, that's not my thing. It's not my thing. I am not a subscriber to her YouTube channel. Just not that it means anything, but I'm not. PJ wears, maybe I'm old, but it looks like she's in junior high. Yeah, she does not look old. And her boyfriend / I don't know what he is. Boyfriend / fiance / husband, whatever he is, it was determined that he is much older than her. It was my determination. So your Model 3 is a Performance Model 3, and you've had a Performance Model S. I didn't know they had Performance Model S's, Roger. I know about the Plaid, but I did not know that they had a Performance S. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, if you had a Performance 3, then I'm sure it's similar numbers. But I've never had a car that goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It's just, oh my God, dude. It's crazy. I mean, it just pulls so hard, and there's no shifting. It's just linear speed. It's like a bat out of hell. It really is. But I love it. And I got a blue one. Isn't yours the Midnight Silver, Roger? I'm trying to remember what color yours is. I think it's Midnight Silver. I could be totally wrong. But I got blue. Simon, Awesome has cornered a niche market. Well, she's trying to get her friends into it as well, if you haven't noticed. Like some of her friends are doing the exact same thing. Riding EUCs and very limited clothing. And I think some of them probably have more subscribers than I do. I'm sure. It's a really simple formula. Be hot and young and wear little clothes. It's really simple. Pimp, referring to Opsum's guy. I don't think he's a pimp, but I don't know. Oh, so yours is black. I have a black one. Once yeah, I know where you're going with that, Roger. Is it black? Okay. Why did I think it was midnight silver? With the Ys too, they have a new silver, Roger. I don't know if you know this. They have a new color silver you can get as well. It's more conventional silver. It's cool. And I was looking at that when I bought mine, but they didn't have it in stock. The one that I bought was in stock in Fort Myers, so I made the choice to just go with that one. And originally, I was kind of iffy with the blue, but once I got it, I really do like it. And I got the white interior and blah 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 blah. I think it looks good. All right, so we are closing in on 11 o'clock. Closing in on 3 hours in the live stream. My official counter is 3 hours and 51 seconds right now. So I think I probably should be shutting it down. There's going to be content with the Master V4 as I get the stuff from Chris. I got a message from him while the stream was going on saying that it looks like they haven't shipped any of the Clark stuff yet. I guess he's waiting for some stuff for that to be completed. So it might be a little bit of time before I get the Clark system. I guess I could put the crappy Begode pads on there. I guess I have those in the box. I guess I could do that temporarily, but it will look much better when I have the Clark system on there for sure. And let's see what else. Tesla wise, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing Tesla wise as far as content goes. One thing I did notice with the Tesla, and I talked about this on my video I did about the performance version, is this is a vision only Tesla. Vision only means like older Teslas, like by 2021, had sensors in the bumpers that measured proximity to things. Like when I would park my old Tesla in the garage, it would, as I got close to the wall, it would say, okay, you're 18 inches, 17 inches, 15 inches. You have an exact measurement of how close you were to something. With vision only, it's only using the cameras. So I don't get that anymore. Now it kind of gives you like a heat map, basically. Like it kind of shows like a abstract version of what it sees. And if it thinks you're getting close to it, it kind of just turns red. But you don't really know how close you are to it. So that's not ideal. But I heard that Tesla's going to be doing something with the vision system to make it perform similar to how it worked with those sensors, I believe. Like, for example, with full self-driving, you can't do summon. You can't do the summon. You can't use the summon feature with a vision-only Tesla. You have to, right now, currently, you have to have the older Teslas that have those sensors in the bumpers, which is kind of weird, right? So I know that is one of the things that they're supposed to be addressing as well. So hopefully that will get figured out, but it's not the end of the world for me. But it is a difference with these newer Teslas. All right, I have people saying good night to me. Roger, is that how you spell Wiedersehen? Yeah, PJ seems to know German better than I do, Roger. Murray's out. And Roger says Tesla is going to do a 3D render of your surroundings. Oh, that's fine. I don't care. Tesla can do whatever they want to me. What image does Tesla put up when it sees an EUC? I haven't seen someone on an EUC when I had the full self-driving turned on. But I did have someone on a one wheel on my drive to work. I had, full self-driving comes with enhanced visualizations. And there's someone on a one wheel that was hauling ass on the sidewalk beside me. And I think it's in one of the video clips that I've posted, but basically it just looked like he looked like a pedestrian just moving very fast on the sidewalk. Didn't see him as a bike or anything. With an electric unicycle, I haven't seen that yet. I'm not sure what a Tesla would classify an EC as. If it would see it as a bike or just a pedestrian. I don't know. So, okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. This will be a podcast. This will be a podcast that I probably won't get around to posting until tomorrow evening. So if you miss some, you can always go back and listen to it as a podcast. I always find it usually to be a pretty entertaining podcast normally. What was I going to say? I don't know. I think that's it. So that's all I got, guys. I appreciate you stopping in. I will talk to you again soon. And until next time, Duffman out. Auf Wiedersehen.